Oh, we're live already. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the third round of the ARC Endurance Series. Bit weird that we are racing live on a Thursday. Usually it's done on Sundays, but you know, this is just a one-off race and it's live on a Thursday here. We're just looking at Charles just going through the Red Bull Mobile to do yet another lap. Welcome to all the people. Give the Silent Race a thumbs up. We've actually gone by 320 subscribers. Our next target, I think, will be 350. Our co-commentator, Larasco, is just getting a drink of water, but he'll be back in a minute. So let's just run down the championship points here as Charles gets Castro a bit all wrong. Hopefully I can see people in the chat as well. So as I put out the slides here, in the LMP1 class, we'll see this car right here of Charles and Larasco, who's, like I said, is my commentator for tonight. They sit on 16 points after picking up 2 wins. Then it is the team of Robocopy and Technoguy sitting in second in the championship on 12. And then you've got Pleb Bull Racing on 6, as well as the team, the Blancpunkt United Motorsport team of Raf and Ender, both on 6 points. However, that last team, the Raf and Ender, have unfortunately pulled out of the championship. So, oh, I can hear Larasco coming back in. So they are going to be replaced by Venom Snake QZ, who I think is still in the pits. There he is. So that's a new team into the championship. We welcome them. That's also another Toyota. In the LMP1 class as well, their Joker tyres. Cha-Cha have got 2 of their soft tyres in hand. The Robotech industrial car has only got 1 Joker tyre in their arsenal, and Pleb Bull, as well as the old Raf and Enders team, also still had the 2 soft tyres. But Venom is, as I said, is replacing that team. In the GR3 class, it is the Tractor Bob Danger Noodle High Performance Racing team that is leading the way, with Law picking up them 2 wins, has 28 points to their name, but they've also used a set of soft tyres. And then in second place is the Sick Racing Point team on 16, and they've got both of their tyres in play. Then it is the Orange Sierra team on 14, tied with Imperial Racing team. But Imperial have got 1 soft tyres in their arsenal. And then you've got Charred Kofi Beans, which I think that is also Kofi and Charles' team there. They've both got 2 sets of tyres. PK and Chili's Mazda team are 10 points, and MasterCard loaded with Pim. And Pim, I'm trying to think who the other name was, Devil's Hound. But unfortunately they're not competing tonight, so they sit last of the points. But we've got a new person in here. Crow Magna in the Mitsubishi has just gone back to live, and I think we're going to have a little chat with Larasco if you're back with us.
Yeah, I am.
There he is. There he is there. So this is just a check, just to see if everyone gets underway. I'm just hoping, I'm praying that Charles is okay, because we have seen in the past that Charles has become stuck. So, you know, I've got my fingers crossed that he is moving. I don't know what it'll be like on your screen. Well, obviously for you, yeah, because, you know, the championship's on the line here for you, and he's moving. That's good. So then, round 3. What's your expectations on this then?
The Group 3 race, that looks tasty. That's got to be the main spectacle this evening. I think you've got 9 drivers in there, and they all seem to be very equally matched. So, and obviously the slipstream on this track is going to be a really crucial weapon here.
Yep.
To save fuel, to get your, to go faster. So, yeah, we're really going to see who can manage their car best here, but it looks to be so tight between all 9 cars there.
Yeah, we're just getting to see there's a bit of an opposite yet again, that we've got less LMP1 cars, but we've got way more GR3 cars. As Charles says, hi guys, how are you doing, Charles? Get into that racer there. Looks like your connection is perfectly fine so far. Touch wood, it'll be there for the whole race.
What's up, Charles?
Yeah. So let's just talk about how you did in those two races, because obviously you won the Fuji race and the previous race. I forgot what track it was as well. It was Nürburgring. That was it. Yes,
yeah.
That was correct. So I feel like the Fuji race. You didn't feel too satisfied winning that, considering the Ender lagged out?
No, honestly, I was gutted actually after the race. I thought personally, I thought Fuji I drove really well, and I wanted to have that. I wanted to have that overtake to win, because I knew that the pace was there. I thought I had him on toast, to be honest. But it's definitely not as satisfying when the guy who is leading the race drops out. So yeah, it didn't quite fill me. But luckily, Nürburgring made up for that a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely did. Do you think it was like a blessing in disguise, considering there was only 4 GR3 races in that? Because Nürburgring's, was a tricky track, especially for the LMP1 drivers to make their way through, considering how tight and twisty it is, and narrow as well.
It was possibly a blessing in disguise if you want to preserve the field, as it were. I rate myself as someone who go through traffic quite well, so I'm not usually that quick, but through traffic I'll make the right moves at the right time. Maybe Fuji didn't showcase that very well. I had a couple of instances there, but is that the race starting? Oh, formation practice.
Yeah, formation practice, yeah. I didn't want to get this mistake there. Predji's in there saying hi. Hello, Predji, how you doing? Is he racing? Oh, he is racing. Stop being a kid typing on the keyboard and get racing you. So there we go. That's just the provisional how they will look for the race. This is just a formation one, just to see if they get the cars, in double file and all that. So Charles, technical guy Kev is a guy that we've not seen in a very long time. I think the last time we've seen Kev racing was back in the 27th of June 2019 when he last competed in the season 2 race at Monza. So yeah, it's very unusual to see Mr. Kev Meister back on our screens. Welcome back there, Kev. He's been very busy doing other projects and stuff and what have you, but it's nice to see an old ARC original back in on our screens.
I think I've raced Kev once or twice. We had a party chat going, and I think every time it went off, there was a little... I won't repeat the language, but it was quite funny. And yeah, he's a hard racer. I think we'll see. I think we'll see him maybe definitely challenging for. I don't know if he'll have the pace to challenge Charles yet, but he'll definitely be in the mix for maybe second place after that. Then again, if something happens to Charles, hopefully not. But
just to make the championship close, but we do hope. But
yeah,
Alex Gaiman is in here.
I want us to run away with it.
Well, the damage that you've done in the first few races, we're hoping that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Kev will do. I don't know if his rustiness will prove a factor in here, or is he putting a lot of practice in, a lot of effort into this practice, and hopefully his teammate Lateral can be make himself very proud. Although it's very hard to make Lateral very happy, because normally sounds always moody in that, especially in the chats and what have you. Also, one thing to mention too is Jerry Bear, who is replacing Law, since Law has done those 2 races. How is Jerry Bear going to cope? Because I feel like the other GT3 drivers in this will feel a little bit more up for this, considering, how Law dominated those 2 races. I wonder how Jerry Bear is going to do in these next, the last 2 races of the championship at Red Bull Ring and at Le Mans.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see what Jerry does. I think he's got. It looks like as the formation lap practice finishes that.
Yeah, that's the formation lap. Yeah.
Oh, Darth has left the room.
Yeah, something I don't know what actually happened to him there, because he just sort of slowed on the start for the straight. Hopefully that was not some sort of disconnection there, but hopefully it'll come back, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I just noticed there Lado saying, wow, Sav. Sorry, anyways. No, I still love Lado. I still love him.
We all love Lado. Law in chat says, "Come on, Jerry, you sexy American."
Yeah, okay then. Let's just keep that between yourselves. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Jerry Bear did a great job in the booth on Sunday. I thought he was like an actual natural.
It's his voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got such a beautiful voice to listen to.
Hence why Law says you sexy American.
Yeah.
Lato's giving some support there to Kev, saying don't spin. I hope he'll look through that. I hope so.
I think he said that to Chuck actually. To
Charles.
Yeah,
Chuck. My apologies. Yeah. My glasses have steamed up.
I think Lateral does actually want Chucky to spin.
Just to make the championship a bit more closer. Yeah, I completely understand. Yeah, spin it, Chuck. Now, anyways, who do you think will win the LMP1 and the GT3? I think the GT3 could be wide open here.
LMP1, it's hard to look past Charles. But if something does happen to him, then who knows? Maybe, I think in chat, from what Kev was saying, his times are looking pretty decent. Maybe Techno can redeem himself in the Toyota even. Obviously, I've never seen Venom Snake in any races before.
Yeah,
is he a new member?
Yeah, we have seen Venom Snake before on a couple of occasions. I think he did compete in the Season 4 Championship, but he was like in Tier C or something like that. But he has raced in other ones before. I think he was in the McGann Trophy Cup we did when Lat and I were commentating. He's done other stuff as well. He's a fairly decent racer, fair to be said. But I think getting thrown into this is a bit of a, it's pretty hard. He's just being thrown into this now, isn't he?
Oh, he threw himself in. So I think maybe he's got a bit of confidence that maybe he knows something that we don't. Obviously, he's picking the Toyota. We've seen in previous races that Blaupunkt have been able to do just the one stop as Kofi really loses it on the back straight.
I take it.
He did it on purpose.
I don't know there, but we said on nothing, but I'm not too sure. I thought Darth was going to be racing.
This is the second formation lap. So Darth in Discord is saying that he's rebooting his console.
Oh, okay. Right, okay then. No worries then. Got 12 people watching it now and only 3 likes. Come on, give this race a thumbs up. Hopefully, if they've got new people that are watching this, subscribe to the channel. We're at 320. Next target is at 350. We want that. Hopefully. Touch wood. As Darth has finally joined in. So this is the, as you said, second formation lap. Everyone has got underway successfully.
Yeah. Charles and the beautiful, beautiful Cha-Cha Sliders livery at the front there. That livery is worth an extra, I think, 100 horsepower for sure.
What's your team name again? Sliders?
Cha-Cha Sliders. So, originally we were going to be just Cha-Cha Slide Racing, but after the kerfuffle with all the extremely long team names, Robocopy introduced a rule where the team names had to be 3 words or less. So we didn't really have a long team name, but we had to shorten it.
I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at the side of the car. It looks like Cha-Cha Slicers. That's what it looks like.
It definitely says Sliders. It's Sliders.
I'm pretty sure that says Slicers. I'm pretty sure that does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat there. You see the camera going there. Does that say slices or sliders? Let us know there in the top chat.
That's 100% slider. Look, it's a slider. It says D. It's a D.
Oh, yes. Swear down, that looks like a C.
That's C.
Right, anyways. So, we're starting to get into double file formation again for the second of the check formations. We're definitely going to have to keep a close eye on the GT3 because it's going to be quite compelling to see how it is. You know, as the LMP1's only just got the 4 cars in there. Would it be nice to see a few more LMP1s in here, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get to see more of them come the finale at Le Mans.
Yeah.
Lado says, I see Lado's just saying, I see Cha-Cha Chucky spins. There you go. That's what you get from Lado. That's what you get from Lado, like.
As they seem to get away quite cleanly.
Yeah, they all got away quite nicely. Looking at the LMPs, GTs, I mean, yeah, they all do. Yeah, we're all good to go, I think. So Darth has just come in. And actually, we'll talk about the... I need to talk about how many people have done the races so far. As
Chile wipes everybody out.
Indeed he does. You know, proving a point.
I think that's his intention for the race, is just to...
Just to play a bit of mind games, you know, yeah, be like a kamikaze attempt. As we're looking actually in that loud blooming Mazda thingy. Deary me, listen to it, man.
You aren't wrong, it's actually so much louder than any other car you go on board with.
Dear me, not listening to that on board there. We're not going to go on board with that camera anyways, I can promise you that. So
I need to turn my settings down because bloody hell, that was loud.
I hope the people that are watching that don't have their ears bleeding after that. Blimey, Charlie, wow. that was loud. So anyways, let's go. We'll go through the drivers that have done their stints. So yourself have done the 2 races. So Charles has got to do the last 2.
Yeah.
I've got to do another stuck check for Darth by the look. Yeah, stuck check for Darth here. So Raf and Ender, who was supposed to be racing, but obviously no more, they had 1 race each to their name. Lado's done the first 2, so therefore Kev's going to do the last 2. Techno Guy and Robocopy, although Robocopy did compete last week, it wasn't his official race. That was Techno Guy's official race, so this is Techno Guy's... This is Techno Guy's second race, and I'm guessing Robocopy will do the Le Mans race.
Savvy, absolutely right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know who is Venom's teammate, but he might go alone actually, because he might do it alone actually. Not come to think of it.
So today, what happened was I think Robo allowed single driver teams to enter. So
yeah, because there's 2 rounds to go, and yeah.
So you have Venom's going to be doing the last 2 rounds in the Mackie Engineering Toyota, and then you got Cro-Magnon in the Mitsubishi going to do the last 2 races as well.
Yeah, and talking about the drivers that have competed the races in the GR3s, Law's done his 2 races, so it's all down to Jerry Bear to help them win the championship in the GR3 class. Imperial Racing, looks like it's going to be Predjay that's going to be the number 1 driver in that, I think. Or was it Darth? I'm not too sure. They both got 1 race to their name.
Predjay is the number 1 driver here because Darth is starting from the back of the grid. So
right,
Darth
okay then. So yeah, so Pred will do his second race, and Darth will do.
I think was Predjay the lead driver at Fuji, or was it Darth?
I can't mind. I can't think that long back actually. For the Orange Sierra, Kofi Juicy has done his 2 races. So Darth has left the room yet again. So bit of a problem here for Darth.
Rip for Darth.
Yeah. So it's now down to what's his name? Arachnon. Arachnophobia? Aracanon? What's it? What's it called? Aragon. There you go, yeah. And then you got the MasterCard Lola team with Pim and Devil's Hound, but they're not racing, which Pim's only done 1 race and Devil's done nothing. Techno Guy is actually starting the finals, so it looks like Darth is going to pull out. So Predjay will be Arachananon, for what Chucky said there.
Darth just said in Discord, I hope I don't have issues on the race. He's not gonna be in
Look
the
what
race.
happened. He's not going to be in the race now because this is it.
Ah.
So we're down to 11
Poor
races now, unfortunately. But, you know, it's still going to make the GT3 cars still exciting to watch, hopefully.
No, it's very, very tight field, this. I think it's anyone's race in the Group 3 field.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Group 3 could be one to watch. It's just a case that, you know, what Law has probably said to Jerry Bear, because I think they could possibly win the championship after this. Well, in the Group 3 championship. Oops. Just checking to see if anyone all started on the mediums or anyone starting on the softs. So, yep, Jerry Bear is opting to start on the soft tyres. So he's basically doing what Law did at Fuji, just get off the line quick and then just try and pull a massive advantage. Don't forget, that will be their last choice of tyres.
Yeah, Jerry told me that he was going to do something like this.
Yeah.
Where I think starting from the front, you just don't want to get involved in any of the shenanigans that might happen further along in the field.
Yeah.
I think Jerry's doing a very sensible thing of just saying, well, I'm starting from the front, don't want to get involved. I'm going to try and pull a gap early on.
Also looking here that Predji's also starting on the soft tyres, and they already used their set of Joker softs in one of the races. Oh, that was at Fuji, wasn't it? So, yeah, Predji's going to start on the softs. Kofi Juicy is on the mediums. Chili's also on the mediums, and Cro Magna on the medium tyres. So, only 2 drivers started on soft, Jerry and Predji. As we are going to get this 2-hour race underway, as I will get the track map on again. There's only just a couple of corners that I need to remember.
If I have to pick a Group 3 winner from this, I think Predj might be my outside shot here. He was looking very fast in practice earlier, so yeah, Predj is my pick for Group 3, but it's anyone's race.
It is anyone's race indeed. As they come through the Red Bull Mobile, they will get this race underway. This 2-hour penultimate round of the championship at the Red Bull Ring. Charles can dictate the pace when he will get going, and he will get going now, and away he goes, and round 3 is underway. LMP1 cars nice and tight through there. GT3 cars looking all nice and clean so far. Kofi Juicy already challenging Wiley for third place Osprey.
Techno's already got a penalty going wide at T1, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think he had that problem before. And here comes Kev to the inside, passing at Rebus. And Techno has to move out of the way. He's still got the penalty, but he can't burn it just yet because he has to burn it at either on the start finish straight or after Castro. But well, he's actually lost that penalty now, so there you go. So Kev might start up into second place already.
That was a bit cheeky from Techno. I think he should have actually burnt it on the straight after he got it. Because obviously it's quite easy to burn off penalties with a lot of corners coming up. So I don't know if that's going to be looked at post-race. Maybe Techno is going to make up for it by slowing down for a suitable amount on the start-finish straight next time they pass it by. I think Charles is 7 tenths in the lead now. But
yeah, just about 7 tenths. Yeah, it's still quite close together there. I was just looking at the battle there. Techno guy now actually burning his penalty, but
Aircon's got into the lead in the Group 3s.
Yeah, good old air conditioning there, gone into the lead of the GL3. Yeah, Techno guy pretty much tried to correct the incident himself there by didn't burn in the penalty properly. So you know, that's so fair. So Venom's up into third place, and as you said there,
Jerry's making a move on Arcon.
Yep, that's going into Castro, and into the lead again goes Jerry. The soft tyre is paying dividends there, but that power of the Chevrolet on the start for the straight is there. And look at the background there too, Kofi. And Kofi's there too. So you've got 2 teammates in the Orange Sierra team battling out here, but obviously they're not teammates here in this. Kofi's trying to find a way by here, and Aragon has retaken the lead again. Oh, look at Predji. Predji's having a look too on Kofi.
And Kofi defends he really squeezes Predji out there, left him no room Can Predator use those soft tyres to brake later? No, he just stays behind for time. Kofi's run wide.
Oh, Kofi just may have clipped the gravel trap off of Schlossgold at turn 3, and he's gone through now. So Predator on those soft tyres up to 3rd in class, 7th overall.
He's making a move. He's using those softs to really good effect, and now only Jerry and Aragon are ahead of him.
We do have more catchphrases for Orchid, but we'll try and go through them as we go through. Jerry's having a look now to the outside at Rent, and he's got it. He's got it. Has he? Oh, he gets it to the back. Oh my goodness me, that was a massive hit, and Jerry's nearly won extremely wide there. That could be a penalty.
That's going to be a penalty for Jerry. I imagine he's going to get, because he ran wide twice.
But he did have help though. I think that he might be okay with that, possibly. But then into Castro for the 4th time, and again he's trying to go for the crisscross now. Look at this, some good racing in the GR3s. Yeah, you were right there saying this. The GR3 races will not disappoint, and it certainly isn't already.
The power of the Corvette pulls away from the Genesis. I think Aragon broke a little bit early. That no, they go into Remus just fine.
They did a little bit there, but
within the space of half a second.
Five cars. You got Chili in the background in that Mazda too.
Oh, he's biding his time there. You see, Chili's just observing everything happening. He's waiting for the right moment to pounce.
Chili is just doing Chili things. He's just going to sit back, just save his fuel, and then when the time is right, make the pit stop and then go on to it. But I mean, he's got 2 sets of softs to his name. It's not bad if he can waste one.
It's not really a waste if you're winning the race, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is really going to be hurting Jerry and Predje, who are on that soft tyre now, and they can't really make use of this. Jerry clearly faster than getting held up by Aragon, but he's just not quite able to find the move.
It's the power
of the Chevrolet.
It's the power of that engine in at the front of it now, and again, Jerry Bear trying to set his sights on.
So close behind him. Can he make the move going into the?
As Predje tries to get by, Predje tries to get by Kofi in the. I was actually a pass there from Kofi, and again still side by side onto the straightaway. Oh no, Kofi
made that move every single time where he said, "Okay, Jerry, you can have the inside. I'm just going to cut back on you," and it's been very, very clever driving.
It has been
lead in the Group 3 race.
Looking in the background, Chili's having a look onto the inside of Predje. Sorry,
and
there.
Jerry's got the inside.
I should have got the inside. Indeed, he has. We'll have a look at a replay. We'll check a look again. It's actually right on board then with Jerry. So there is Arachnophobia right in front of us. Breaks into Remus. Oh, he runs a little wide, and then that gives the window of opportunity for Jerry to go through, and the soft tyres will have better traction. And into the lead he goes, does he? Yep, he still holds on to it. And again,
as you were saying that, Savvy, I think he had a move. Aragon had a move going into, I think it was that turn 4. But Jerry just about held the lead, and now he can really put those soft tyres to good use and try to pull a gap, which he needs to do, to be honest.
I'm just waiting to see when Predje can make his move, because he's also on the soft tyres too, but he can't find a way by Kofi and Aracaron. So there you go. But yeah, you can see the gap is pulling away. Jerry's pulling away.
I'm just going to check up on the P1. So Charles has the gap is 7 between him and Kev.
Yeah,
so Charles, really not been able to make the gap yet. Kev is holding on to the back of Chucky really nicely there, both in the Porsche. So anyone saying that the Toyota's better than the Porsche, it ain't. The Porsche's got.
Go on, keep going.
It's not quite as good on the battery, but it can take corners really quickly.
I was just about to say, any of this race rustiness there from Kev, and he's showing absolutely none of it there, because he's given Charles a good run for his money. I know we're only 10 minutes into this race, but you know, Kev is just looking like what he was back in season 1, a genuine championship contender, and I'm pretty sure Lado in the chat will be absolutely pleased for Kev. Venom's into the pits now. Has he got damage? Oh my god, he's got a hefty amount of damage. He's got front right and engine damage there too, so he's had a big off somewhere. Fortunately, we didn't pick up on that because we've been seeing that insane battle going on for the lead in the GR3 class. As Kofi Juicy now has passed. What has happened to Aragon? He's got a penalty. Aragon's gone down all the way down to 9th place, and Kofi's gone into 2nd now.
The problem with multi-class is just so difficult to pick up all of the action. I think that I think that Venom must have just dropped it by himself because he was nowhere near the GR3s. The leaders haven't yet to come up on the GR3 traffic in the LMP1 class, but they should do.
They will be now. They will be coming this time by, I think, because I think the leaders are going into turn 1, and the guy that's in last place, Cro-Magna. Oh, in fact, there is Venom Q-Snake. He's going to be a full lap down already because of that hefty amount of damage that was done to his Toyota. But they are catching up on Cro-Magna in that Mitsubishi just ahead.
That's very sensible from Venom, just getting out of the way of the 2 leaders in the P1 class. I see the gap is now just over a second, so Charles is just about stretching his legs, and he gets Cro-Magna before turn 4, so that's really important, before the fast section. Kev might get stuck behind Cro-Magna.
No, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. He got through turn 4 perfectly, but this is the real battle now going on because you've got Wiley, Orchid, and you've got Chili, Kofi, and Predgy. They're all having their battle too, so this is going to be difficult for Charles. As Chucky's got held up behind Riley, and now Kev can sense a bit of blood here. Can he go to the inside at Rent? He's going to go to the inside of Rent Kev and takes the lead. And watch out, Ragnon's there too. Oh, side by side, and then Charles gets held up from the Chevrolet, and Kev's into the lead.
That's a great pass from Kev. Really used the traffic there.
That is, yeah, that's opportunistic. Oh, Chucky's got a great one too. Go to the outside of Castro.
It looked like Kev defended quite late there.
And he's gone by. Charles has gone by around the outside. Brave pass, and he's made it work.
That's a brilliant move from Charles there. I really hope they're using their mirrors here, the Group 3s, because
I'm just looking at a replay here from that pass there from around the outside there. Beautiful pass. Now what's happened here? It looks like Chucky's gone by perfectly fine, as well as Kevmeister. But also look in the background, that's Venom making his way out through the order. That's actually for position. Venom, because he did make a pit stop quite a stint time.
Yeah, because of that engine damage, he had to pit. Otherwise, he would have just lost way too much time.
And Predgy has passed Kofi Juicy maybe because of the Chucky / Kev battle. So now he's going to set his sights on Jerry Bear just ahead. The 2 soft drivers in this race, well, started on the softs, are 1 and 2 in the Group 3 cars, and then Kofi Juicy getting a lot of pressure from Chile.
So Jerry got into the Group 3 lead, what, 2 laps ago, and he's already got a 3-second advantage. It just shows how powerful the soft tyre is, how you can really use that speed advantage in a strategic way, depending on the stage of the race. So these guys have both gone for, we're going to use it early, we're going to get out front, and we're going to try and pull the gap. As you see, blue flags.
Yeah, I'll be Techno Guy. That's Techno Guy weaving his way through the traffic.
So he's 11 seconds off the lead, but he's gone purple, so if the 2 up front continue fighting, maybe Techno has a shot at getting back into the battle. We know how good the Toyota is with its battery. We know that, to be honest, in a straight line, if he does catch up to the back of them, then I think Techno will have an advantage just in terms of being able to get past quickly as he slides around the curve there.
So was that Techno Guy?
Yeah, Techno.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, if he's got any chance of catching up to Charles and Kev, they've got to have an almighty scrap for at least a good 4 or 5 minutes before Techno Guy will actually catch up to them, because that is a pretty substantial gap already, and we're only 15 minutes into this race. And he's already a full lap ahead of Venom in 4th place because of that hefty damage that he got on his Toyota. So, yeah, Techno Guy's got to hope and pray that Kev and Charles have an almighty scrap so that he can at least have a chance to catch up to them.
He's going to have to pray a little bit harder because Charles just set the fastest lap of the race, and he's now 1.5 seconds clear of Kev. So, what we were hoping, for maybe the traffic to keep them close, but Chucky's really got the hammer down now.
Gap coming down slowly in the GT3 class, 2.5 seconds now. So Pregi and that Lexus starting to stretch its rings away from the battle with Kofi and Chile. And he's now set his sights on the leader, Jerry Bear, which will, I don't think it will worry Law too much. Especially that he's in the chat here. So
Law's done the job. Law's done the job that he needed to do, and you know, Danger Noodle have quite a substantial lead in the championship.
Yeah, so I think it's about 12 points. I think.
Yeah, and then you know, beyond after that, you've got I think a few teams on 16 points behind the leaders.
Yeah, that's Alex and Wiley, and they're not showing in the top 10. In fact, there's Riley
in the championship.
Yeah,
they're the ones in second.
And they're sitting, I think that is 6th in the class, so not too good then for Alex and Wiley in the Duracell battery scare car.
Yeah, they really got the colour scheme right with that Citroen. It really does just look like it looks exactly how I'd imagine a Duracell car would look like. I'm really impressed with that livery. Penalty
there for Orchid. Half a second penalty, so he's slipping his way down the order. We see this actually from Kofi. You know, in the early stints from Kofi in that Corvette, it's normally quick, but when the laps get on, the Chevrolet looks to be a little bit worse for wear compared on tyres.
Kofi's in the Lexus actually. I'm just looking at tyre wear, and Chile has
Chile's actually gone by. Chile's passed their Kofi.
Yeah. So Chile's the first runner on the medium tyre right now, and I think I think this is where the race can only come to him when he maybe straps on a set of soft tyres. So for now he'll probably see the gap growing to Jerry and Pregi. He won't be too worried about that. He knows that they're on soft tyres, and he'll just work. You know, keep the laps going at the moment, keep it consistent, because right now all of his laps have been in the 1 minute 30s. So far, which is, you know, very good going, very nice and consistent. So he'll hope that later on in the race he can start to reel those boys in.
Let's see what the gap is now. Sort of slowly coming down at 2.3 seconds. Jerry Bear's lead has over Pregi. And I think also what I'm just seeing here too is the gap now between Charles the Kempmeister is growing just ever so slightly now, nearly 2 seconds between the top of them, and then Techno Guy now 12 seconds back. So Techno Guy's chances of hoping of Charles and Kempmeister battling is pretty much got up in smoke here.
Jerry's doing a fantastic job at the moment. So I was saying earlier that Pregi, I was really impressed with the times that he was running, but in the last 2 laps, so I'm comparing the lap times. Jerry last lap was effectively a 28.9. Pregi last lap at 28.9, and then the lap just gone, we had Pregi running at 29.2, Jerry running at 29 flat, at 29.1, so they're within a tenth of each other pace-wise. This is a really, you know, this is a contest of speed right now. Can Pregi just pick up, you know, maybe a tenth or 2 here or there, lap on lap, just so that he can get into that slip and then start to really reel Jerry in.
Yeah, we were hoping to see that sort of battle from the Sunday stream race, because obviously when you were racing, we were mostly paying attention to Darth catching ever so much on Law before Darth made that mistake of pitting and then forgotten to do the 30-second rule, and then having to pit again and then having to wait an extra minute. Well, I mean, as what Jerry Baird and myself had said, what could have been a great battle between Law and Darth, because Darth was far more superior than what Law was around Nürburgring. But you know, if he hadn't have made that mistake, you know, Darth could have, you know, stormed that race to victory. But you know, Jerry Baird's gap to Pregi it's just been stabilised in these last 3 or so laps. So yeah, as you said, Jerry Baird's done a great job so far.
Yeah, so they both just ran a 29.2, so there is absolutely nothing to choose in pace between these two. The gap has been 2.3 seconds pretty much for the last 3 laps. So
I tell you something,
stay this close throughout the entire race, it's going to really build up to a fantastic finish.
I mean, even though what's Jerry Baird's best lap? A 28.9. Yeah, 28.9 from Jerry Bear, and a 28.9, as you said. They're both done the same lap times. No, I'm looking at.
They're
Oh,
within-
28.8.
so-
Sorry, 28.8 and a 28.9. And then Chile's done a 29.7. Okay, my bad. I thought it was a 28.7. Sorry, go on.
No, it's okay. So Chile will be happy with that lap time on the medium tyre. At 29.7. So I did some laps in the mediums just to test it a couple of days ago, and I was struggling to get into the 29s in the Group 3s. So on medium tyres. So Chile, you know, starting to and that Mazda, we know how slidey that thing can be. So he's really doing a great job there, just sort of hanging in there with the lead battle. I expect the gap to probably grow for the next 20 or so minutes, and then we'll see what Chile can really do. He looks to be in the prime position here, but I say that Jerry's just on a 29.1, and Preggio just did his fastest lap of 28.9, so the gap's now gone down by like 0.2.
About that, yeah, pretty much.
But it's still like hovering just above 2 seconds.
I'm just wondering if Chile will make a pit stop and then go to the soft tyres, because he is still within distance of Preggio and Jerry Bear, but Jerry Bear and Preggio are using their second stint on those soft tyres, as actually Charles is coming up on the back markers here yet again. So I'm hoping here for a good battle in the GT3. I hope Chile goes to the soft tyres, because to me, I think Chile could be the quicker of Jerry and Preggio come after the pit stop. But of course, you know, Jerry will go to the mediums as well as Preggio as well in the process. But I'm just hoping that Chile, just to make it a bit more exciting, just go onto the soft tyres.
I mean, I think Chile's got pace, to be honest. Obviously, he won a few races in the Group 3 Championship in the last season. So, yeah, Chile's a fast boy. So he can, you know, maybe even without the soft tyre, he might be able to. He might think, hell, I don't need them. You know, I can catch these guys on mediums, but just to be safe, I'll put on the soft tyre. As the gaps come down drastically in the last lap, it's now 1.7. So it was Preggio really starting to catch Jerry. As we're seeing Jerry's front right tyre is a little bit worse for wear than Preggio's. So I think the tyre wear on that Genesis, on that Hyundai, is starting to hamper the speed a bit, and we're seeing the Lexus coming into its own.
Gap is extended now up to 2.1, so I think that Hyundai's it's going to be quite powerful on a straightaway by the looks of it.
Yeah, it must have been the traffic actually. Because I guess Charles, I don't know if he made a move going into the final corner. Maybe it was the traffic that
Preggio's losing a lot of time here. He's lost about a second in these couple of corners. Just you see the questionable gamer saying, "Sup guys, how you doing? Questionable gamer, how are you doing?" 23 minutes into this race there, but yeah, Preggio's lost about a second on this lap to Jerry Bear. So I don't know if Preggio's made a mistake somewhere.
I wonder what he's thinking there. Maybe he's happy just to, you know, maybe he's just going easy for a bit, just to let the tyres sort of, not to wear them out too much, so that he's got more life at the end of his stint. And Jerry's just thinking, I'm gonna, you know, really go flat out here. Because I think Preggio has a little, like, not much, but a tiny bit more fuel than Jerry as well. Yeah, the gap between Preggio and Chile is now, you know, over 7 seconds. So, again, soft tyre, really powerful here.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, Preggio lost 7 tenths on Jerry that last lap, but what's happened?
What's happened
now?
now?
The gap's now within a second.
Yeah, now. Okay,
Jerry
then.
lost a lot of time.
Yeah, Jerry did lose a lot of time. Did he have some sort of penalty or something? I don't know.
Oh, he must have done. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it at all, but yeah, the gap has come way down. Not unless if he ran very wide at off of Castro, and it's pretty much allowed Preggio to catch back up, but it's going up to about 1.3 seconds now. And here comes Teddy Guy in the background.
The gap's just ebbing and flowing between these two. It's a proper duel, this. Yeah, so Jerry's 2.4 seconds down his fastest lap. through the first 2 sectors. So I wonder what must have happened to him, you know, on turn 1, because he lost, you know, he lost a good two seconds there. He was almost
Really
3
did,
seconds
yeah.
ahead of Preche.
Yeah, and I think Pridgey's in within the slipstream distance now of Jerry Bear, so could see a lead
Almost.
going on in the GT3. Just going back looking at Questionable Gamer's view, he was saying there, when is this starting again, may I ask? You can, I think, if you are in the Discord chat, you can get yourself involved in it. I think the finale race is at Le Mans, which is a 3-hour race. So if you want to get yourself involved in that, sign up for that. Or if you are in the ARC Discord chat. There'll be a chat in the endurance racing or whatever. Put your name in for that. Put your name down for that, and you know, see if you can compete in a 3-hour endurance race on Sunday, which I think is going to start a little bit early. I think it starts. It's 6:45. I think. I'm not too sure on that.
I think it's actually 6:30.
Oh, 6:30. Okay then.
Yeah. As I'm just checking up on the LMP1 race.
Yeah, I'm just doing that too. Charles has checked out.
5.5 seconds. Yeah, it's got 5.5 second gap to Kev.
But the gap, and the gap is still stayed the same with Kev and Techno. Just about nearly 13 seconds now. So.
And Techno's got a fair bit more fuel than Kev.
Yeah, it's the
so
part.
maybe the Toyota's going to come back.
Yeah, normally we've seen this before. Well, we've seen this in the other 2 races. That the Toyota fuel-wise is obviously not as good as what the Porsche's fuel is not as good as what the Toyota's is for fuel, because we've seen that in the couple of races that you did. You did a 2-stop, whereas the Toyota's did a 1-stop.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the thing is, the Porsche can do a 2-stop, but it's just slow. To be honest, I think even if I was in the Toyota, I'd have probably done a 2-stop, because I don't know, the difference in pace between doing a 1-stop and doing a 2-stop. You have to, when you're saving fuel in an LMP1, you're losing. You're probably a second or two, you know, second and a half slower than you could be if you're 2-stopping. So I don't know. I respected the strategy of the 1-stoppers, but I think 2-stops is the way to go. I think that Techno will be 2-stopping. And I know that he's on the pad as well, so the tyre wear is not, you know, is not as good when you're on the pad. And
yeah,
you know, if you've got a longer stint, that's harder to deal with than if you've got a 2-stop. The tyre wear is less of an issue. Yeah, he's doing consistent 18s at the moment though. There was one lap I think which was lap 17 he was in the 20s, but he's doing a solid job so far, Techno. I'm quite impressed with him. He seems to have a bit more to him than we saw at the qualifying race and others.
Oh, he nearly gets into the back of Venom. That was actually quite good, because I was looking at the onboard at the back of Venom where you were saying that. So yeah, Techno Guy made a little slip up there. Yes, he's come on a little bit better during this race. At least he hasn't picked up the 64 penalties that he did in the qualifying race at the short circuit. So Techno Guy's doing a good job. As well, I have to give a shout out as well to Venom.
I'm sorry, Savvy. Preje is right on Jerry.
He is, yes. So Bow for the lead. Oh, he didn't get good speed off the corner. He didn't get a good traction off the corner, and Jerry will pull away now.
Yeah, he put the his right foot down. And the rear tyres just said, no, I don't want to do that. So he lost a good half a second to Jerry down the main straight there, just because he didn't quite have the traction. I'm just looking at the gap to Chile though, and it's still 7
seconds. Yeah. I mean, even in an endurance race, 7 seconds is nothing.
No, it's nothing. And it was 7 seconds a few laps ago, so Chile must be thinking, right, the softs have run out. Now the medium's going to be the faster tyre. As you can see, the tyre wear, difference in tyre wear, I think Chile's got much less wear on his tyres than the other two, so he can push a little bit harder at this stage of the race. But I think Preje's maybe got more pace than he's just stuck behind Jerry for now.
I think the last second half of the lap there, Predje was a lot quicker than Jerry Bear, so Jerry Bear not looking too comfortable in the second half of that lap, but in the first half, you know, always all over again. Here we go, he's going to go.
Get a good run.
Oh, he's sticking in behind there. Two Americans battling for the lead in GT3. And he'll go to the outside now. This Predje. Jerry Bear will cut it off. Will he just make a dive to the inside? No, he's going to stick in behind Jerry Bear.
Gets a better run than he did last lap, but I don't think he's close enough. The straight's not actually that long. You have to really be right up against the back of the car to get a good run going into this corner here. The Albon Hamilton corner.
Questionable Gamer says, where do I set up for the event? I think you're just looking to where it says endurance. I think it's the last one in the chat.
So I think you have to talk to RoboCopy. He's the main organizer for it.
He's the organizer. Yeah. And,
so on Discord, talk to RoboCopy. I think you need full driver status. So if you haven't got that, then you need to pass a rookie series. And then basically that's just to make sure that you're going to race cleanly and you're not going to be a danger to other drivers, because obviously you know, if you got one driver who's out there just wrecking everybody, then that kind of ruins the whole race. So yeah, the rookie series is just as Predje really squirming on the throttle there.
We just see that they got a nice little tank slapper, but held it well. It seems to me that the Hyundai can stretch his legs out in the first part of the track, but then the second half, that's when Predje comes into life. Because normally I'm seeing that Predje will, you know, this is where this part of the track is where the Hyundai is good at, but then the second half is where the Lexus is good at, and then Predje is all over the back of Jerry Bear.
Chucky's coming up on them actually, so this will be interesting to see how the LMP1 is going to affect this battle for the lead here. The gap to Kev is still just over 5 seconds, so Kev really doing a good job to not let Charles get away.
Charles going to get held up behind Jerry.
That's okay.
That's okay. Might lost a little bit of time, not too much though.
Yeah, the gap to Kev is now under 4 seconds.
Yeah, well, under 5 seconds.
Under 5 seconds even, sorry, misread.
And the gap now from Kev to Techno guys coming up to just over 17 seconds, but we're still keeping an eye out here for the lead of the GT3 class, as Kev Meister will pass both of them on the straightaway, so he's not going to lose too much time. So if more than anything, Kev has actually gained a little bit from Charles, but
I'll tell you what, that's a fast time from Kev. He's just done a 17.5. That's only
on 25 lap worn tyres too. But I mean, he's been consistent 117s. I'm looking at that 17.5, 17.5, 17.9, 17.5, 17.6, 17.9. Quite consistent though from Kev. What's Charles doing? He's doing 18s.
The only laps that Kev has sort of dipped into the 18s, I think he's had traffic in bad places. So obviously the lap times will fluctuate just based off of that, but I'm very impressed with Kev's raw pace at the moment. I really enjoyed driving the Porsche, to be honest, because I felt that as the stint wore on, the car actually gets faster because the fuel burns off and the car just becomes lighter, and the tyre was not such a big issue to deal with. So I'd always start the stint off, and I always knew that the car would just be half a second to a second faster mid-stint. And yeah, it's a beautiful feeling when you just know that the car's going to come to you.
It's obviously, it's also another beautiful feeling when you pull it away from the guy behind as well. That's something that I can't do these days now, but there you go. Look at here, the battle going on for 9th place overall. Kofi versus Wiley. Kofi in the Kofi Beans car, and Wiley in the sixth form stupidly named thingy.
The Six Chic Citroen.
And I mean, Wiley's sitting second in the championship, so he needs to get by Kofi Adahari, who's put all 4 wheels off the track. That might be a penalty there for Kofi. Maybe
I
not.
think he kept one pixel just on the
1 pixel.
on the curve. Yeah.
1 pixel. It's like the cube. It's like the cube, that isn't it?
I tell you what, these guys they're only 3.5 seconds behind Aragon, so maybe we're going to see a battle for 4th in class coming up quite soon.
Looks like a pretty decent battle going on there. Don't forget, Charles was also the teammate to Kofi in this one. That'd be quite interesting to see there, you know, if Kofi can catch up to that Corvette, because that was the 2 races he drove at Fuji in the Nürburgring. So I wonder if Kofi's going to be a little bit respectful to his other teammate in the Corvette as he ran Schlossgold a little bit wide. He's pulling away from Wiley too in the process.
If I was in Kofi's position, I'm not racing for that team anymore. I'm not going to give a quarter. I'd race all out. So yeah, I don't know. That's just me though. Maybe Kofi does give a bit more space because he thinks, okay, well, you know, Orange Sierra, we want to do well in the championship. But if it were me, you know, you want that position. You want to overtake everybody you can. Yeah, I'm just having a look. Cro Magna, he's kind of struggling a bit in that Mitsubishi.
But he's been a late replacement, so you know we'll give him a lot of credit there, and a bit of a shout and a shout out as well to Crow in the process, as well as Venom, because they're just new to the championship. They've not had a lot of practice than what Charles or Techno or anyone has done. So from their perspective, I know they're sitting last in their class respectively, but they're still doing a great job.
No, full credit, and Crow's not that far off the back of the field either. If he straps on a set of soft tires, he could be seeing, the 3 guys ahead of him. I think Chile might be a stretch, but you know, I don't think that Wiley, Kofi, or Aragon are too far ahead. You know, the gap's unassailable. I mean, he's running what, 30.2 in that on that last lap.
Yeah, I mean it was only just a tenth slower than his best lap.
Yeah, so his last lap was actually quicker than all of the guys ahead of him. So maybe that Mitsubishi is starting to come into its own on, you know, it's just not too bad on the tires. It's running quite wide there through. I think that's Vort. Is that? I've got a track map here. Yep, Vort curve. Or just turn 7. Maybe Vort curve's the one before that.
So I was having a drink of juice. That Worth curve, yeah.
Yeah. See, in German, it's I think the th is not like it's not like a th, it's more like a t sound.
I tell you what, I forgot.
It's like vert.
I tell you what, I forgot to do was actually do the thingy every half an hour. So, anyways, let's have a look. I've just noticed there we've passed the 30-minute mark, so Charles is in the lead now. 8.5 seconds he's had over Kevin, so I don't know if Charles has got
his fastest lap. He just set his fastest lap at 17.284.
Yeah, and then there's Techno Guy in 3rd place, still 17 seconds away, and then Venom Snake is a full lap behind, and he's got all 4 wheels off. Hope that possibly, yeah, that is a penalty. Yep. Then you got this battle still raging on for the lead in the GT3 class, Jerry Bear versus Pred G, which they will have to pit very soon because they are flashing red. And then you got Chili now 11 seconds away from Pred G, and he's also flashing red. So we're going to be seeing the GT3 cars making their pit stops very, very soon. In 8th place is a Raccoon in 8th place. Then you got Kofi Juicy in 9th. Then 10th is Wiley. And in 11th place there is Cro Magna, but he's still running last in class, but he's still doing a great job no matter what. You alright there? Oh, you didn't drink your water when I said a raccoon.
I'm so happy I wasn't drinking anything.
You don't want a bit of a mess going on your screen there, or your notepad that you're writing down some stuff there, but there you go.
I haven't had to write anything too much yet. It's more just for pit stops when the pit window opens. So I'm seeing that. So Kev is flashing. Oh, so Kev is going to have to pit really soon, but Charles still has almost 25% left. So are we going to see Charles going for the one stop here?
I think that might be a possibility. He's got 20 minutes though to. He's got 20 minutes to do a one stop here. I don't know. It could be a bit of a stretch actually if he's going to go for the one stop. But I mean, realistically, if you want to go for the one stop, you want to have that time remaining as down to 15 instead of 20. So yeah, I think that second stint is going to be very, very tricky as the top two in the GT3 are in the pit lane. That could be crucial there, considering that Predji's got 4%, 2% more than Jerry Bear. I think also I just noticed Chili going into the pits. Indeed, he has. Now I'm wondering to see if Chili will go to the soft tyres, because he was falling a little bit back from the battle from the lead. Don't forget they have to wait for 30 seconds before changing to the tyres and putting fuel in the car.
Yeah,
Riley's also in.
The pit window is completely open.
Raccoon has stayed out.
So Jerry, Predje, Kofi, Chili, Wiley, they're all in for their first stops now. As we see Techno Guy also making his first pit stop.
First of the LMP1 drivers to come in. 22% of fuel, that's quite a bit. Not as if he was struggling on those medium tyres, but yeah, he's got to wait 30 seconds like everyone else has. I want to see who comes out ahead though with Predji and Jerry. This is going to be quite interesting. And again, Jerry Bear comes out ahead of Predji. Now what's Chili going to do? Is he going to go to the soft tyres? I'm hoping he will. And he has. He's onto the softs now. Here we go. This is going to be fun. I didn't want to go on board with Chili coming out the pit lane because you know how blooming loud that Mazda is coming out. So,
no, that's fair.
What's the gap then? 11 seconds that Chili has over Pred. So Chili's using the first of his 2 sets of softs.
Right, watch
Kev's in.
Come down. Watch this gap come down.
It will come shooting down possibly. We will keep a note of that.
I can see him catching the leaders in his class by the hour mark.
Into the pit lane comes Agadoo, push pineapple, shake the tree in the pits. I'm just thinking these along as I go along, eh? So Cro Magnus decides, is he going to stay out? Is he going to come in? Yes, he will come into the pit lane. He actually saved a bit more fuel than
yeah, he did. So the Mitsubishi's clearly, I don't know if he was intentionally trying to save a bit more. Yeah, maybe that's why he dropped off the back a little bit. But we'll see if he underfuels the car just to sort of keep pace. It's interesting that they've gone a lap longer. Maybe that will help them out going later on into the race.
Got Daft Nihilus here in the chat as Kev has gone on to the softs.
He's gone on to the softs.
And I think that's the first. I think that's the first of the soft tyres that they're using. I believe. I might be wrong on that. I'll need to check up on that.
What's interesting is that because the pits take so long here, and the lap's quite short, so Charles is almost a lap ahead of Kev just because Kev has made the pit stop, and Charles hasn't. So what's interesting is that you might be racing against people who you're about to lap, which I think it's gonna be interesting to see how people react to blue flags in that situation. You know,
just seeing here. Go on.
No, it's just interesting if you pit earlier and then you have to get, you're getting shown blue flags, but you could be legitimately racing against someone.
No, my goodness me! That was nearly disastrous there as I was on board with Predji. Kepmeister trying to do like a moving chicane there. Holy smokes, we'll get a replay on that there because that could have been hair-raising moment for Kepmeister. Look at this. Oh, he was committed going to the inside of Jerry Bear, and Jerry Bear nearly came down on him. That was heart and mouth moment there from Kev. Charles is in the pits.
So Charles is also going for the 2 stops, so I think what I said about a 1 stop is completely wrong. But maybe he'll underfuel the car. I don't know if he's going to use the soft tyre yet. We'll have to wait and see.
I think with the fact that Kev has gone into the softs, maybe he might do. You know, I think
he might have to.
He might have to, because I don't think he'll go medium on this next stint, because Kev will catch him so quick. And I'm just noticing there too, the gap between Pridgey to Chile, who's now gone into soft tyres, is less than 10 seconds. Actually, 8.7 seconds. And what lap times is Chile doing? A 1:29.4. So it's not that fast compared to the GT3 cars than what Jerry and Pridgey's done. In fact, he's sliding his way around turn 3.
He's only going to get faster in that Mazda. Again, I think with the multipliers as they are, as Charles, I think Charles is going to come out on the medium tyre. He's not fully refueled.
Yep, he stayed out on the medium tyres. So it's just a question of where Kev Meister is at. He's just gone by the start-finish line, so
and Kev Meister done the fastest lap of the race.
Yep, Kev has done a fast lap, 1:17.2, so he's on it now. The gap 14 seconds and closing.
We'll see what Charles can do actually, because he's on fresh mediums and he's not fully to the top, so the car is a little bit lighter than it was in the first stint. So I expect that Charles is going to be able to run in the 16s at some point on the stint. I know that he's capable of it. I've seen what he can do in practice. So we'll see how fast Kev can go on that soft tyre. But I know that Chucky will be thinking my car is going to be fast as well, even on the mediums.
Next lap time, fastest lap there by Chile, 1:29.212. He's went a quarter of a second quicker than his previous lap time, and the gap is still coming down, less than 8 seconds now.
Yeah, so what was that, like a second a minute now, almost? It was
about 10 seconds. It was roughly.
It was just under 11, I believe. So it's now he's caught 3 seconds in the last 5 minutes. So. I mean, comparing the lap times, we've got a 29.2 versus a 30.2 from Pridgey and a 30.1 from Jerry. So he's the second per lap quicker than the guys ahead of him. So maybe, maybe Chile's going to catch these guys in 7 or 8 laps.
Pretty much, though, because he looks like he is on a mission. And I'm looking here at the chat there. Darth is already worried about Chile closing up in a hurry, so he's got to, he's got to hope and pray that Pridgey's going to find a way by Jerry Bear sometime soon, because Chile is coming very, very quickly.
28.9 from Chile just then, which matches Pridgey and Jerry's fastest laps when they were on the soft tyres.
I thought they were in the 28s. I thought they were.
Yeah, they were. So they did that. Jerry did a 28.8, and Pridgey did a 28.9, and Chile's matched that with a 28.9 as well.
Oh, I tell you what, this is tit for tat now. Then Charles gone even quicker there, 1 minute 17.230. So he's matching Kev's time, but I think Kev's going even quicker. He might be in the 16s, I think. No, he doesn't. He's into the 1:17.1s, but the gap is slowly coming down. Not as far as much as I thought it would have been, but it is definitely coming down.
That gap's stationary, if anything.
It is slowly stationary, yeah.
I mean, that's half a tenth between the two that last lap.
Oh.
I don't think Charles would be too worried about that just yet. I think if it starts coming down by, maybe half a tenth or so every lap, that's when he's going to think maybe I bust out those softs for the final stint, just to ensure the victory. But I think for the time being, Chucky's got this under control as long as he is careful in traffic. Yeah, because he's on the mediums and Kev is on the softs, and to match Kev on the soft tyre that's quite something.
Yeah, there was only about half a tenth there on that last lap between Charles and Kev's lap time.
So Chucky does another 17.2. Let's see what Kev does at the line.
See what he does then, going through towards Red Bull Mobile for the 36th time. I think it's going to be a little bit slower, I think. Yeah, 1:17.4. So, and he's catching up to Kroll going into Castro. So that's going to get held up a little bit more.
Oh, Kev.
But again, Kroll's got his own race. He doesn't need to move out the way.
think Kev got a little bit too close to the back of Crow. So I think there's the technique that I use when it comes to lapping traffic is you want to catch traffic in a good place.
You want to get them on the straightaways for sure.
So if you are right behind the car in an acceleration zone, it's going to make it difficult for you to accelerate. So what's more important is that you carry momentum as you pass them. Yeah, if you're having to accelerate as you're passing them, that's really difficult. Whereas if you're already up to speed, it's much easier. So what I tend to do sometimes is I'll slow down a little bit. I'll just sort of ease off the throttle, just so that I can really take the corner as I like it, and I don't have to compromise my exit to pass somebody. And I think Kev could. Yeah, he lost a little bit more time than he should have done that lap on Charles. Charles is coming up on Chile there. Let's have a look at Chile. So Chile's now within 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's within 4.5 seconds. And just ahead is Venom, just passing Predje and Jerry Bear, but there's a bit of daylight between Jerry Bear to Predje. I've been looking at it for the last lap and a half. It's got up to over a second, whereas before it was all over the back at that Hyundai. But you know, there is a bit of daylight now between them two, and now Chile, as you said, now less than 4 seconds away from Pred.
I'm really impressed with Jerry here. The last 4 laps.
Sorry. I thought. No, I was still looking at Pred there because I didn't know if he was going to turn into what was that called? I'm trying to get the track map up again. Rouch, is it at turn 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to turn in on Chucky, but he didn't.
Chucky got through cleanly, but he's lost a little bit of time. The gap to Kev is now under 14 seconds. So this lap's probably a little bit slower from Charles. Yeah, 17.9. And Kev is purple. Kev is purple, so we might see a 16 here if he doesn't run wide.
No, that's definitely going to be the 16s, isn't it? 1:16.8, yep. Absolutely smashing the fastest lap by 3/10 of a second. He's got this nailed now. I think it's go time. He's in that. And I think you have that as well. When you're in that zone where you're thinking, you know, you nail the corners every time. That's what Kev is in right now. And I tell you what, this is so impressive to see for the guy that we've not seen on our screens for over a year. This is pretty some going here from Kev.
No, he's really taking the fight to Charles here. I'm really impressed with Kev as he passes Chile. Another driver who I'm really impressed with at the moment is Jerry. He's kept the gap to Predje very, very. He's just extended it slightly. You know, it's 1.3 seconds. I'm looking at the last 4 laps from Jerry, and it's what. 130.2, 130.1, 130.2, 29.8, 30.1. That's the last 5 laps, all within 3 or 4 tenths of each other. So really, really good going from Jerry Bear to stay in the lead. I think he has to back out the throttle there just to let Kev through, and that's Predje catch up. So within a second.
Yeah, he's within a second now. So Jerry Bear's not going to do that consistent 132 or 131 as you were saying. Definitely not 130.5, but I mean that's the key of being a really good driver, is putting in, steady, consistent, lap times in, and I mean if you can do that, then it's going to be very impossible for someone to beat you. But Predje's getting very quick, and look at, Chile's also there too now, less than 3 seconds back now. So we're going to have ourselves a 3-car scrap for the lead in about 3 laps or so.
Yeah, Chile's running 29 flats at the moment. Compared to, Predje on the last lap did a 29.5. So Jerry must be feeling the heat now. Predje, again, that Lexus comes into its own a little bit later in the stint than the Hyundai. I think the Hyundai sort of gets its tyres up to temp a little bit quicker, but then once the Lexus gets going, it's a proper endurance car. This sort of, it's not fast at the beginning, but then midway through the stint, that's when the speed really comes. And look, he's right on the gearbox.
He's all over he's all over the back of it. We'll ride on board again with Predje. I know we're not showing a lot of the LMP1 cars. I know we're sorry about that, but we got loads of cars in the GT3, and it's still looking very entertaining as always. We had seen that in the season 4, and again Predje all over the back, nearly bump drafting Jerry Bear going in towards Rint Curve. He's got to be careful he doesn't want to be bump drafting there too. But I mean, if he's going to get held up even more, it's going to allow Chile to catch up a hell of a lot now.
I was just going to say, Kev got to within 13 seconds of Charles, but he got a penalty on that last lap, and so the gap's now almost 16.
Oh! As Pridgey may have run into the back of Jenny. Was there a slight contact? I'm not too sure. I think he must have, because Jenny ran wide as well. I just want to hear if there was contact.
So there must have been contact because Jerry didn't get a penalty for running that wide.
Here we go.
And now Chile.
Yeah, there was.
Chile's now just over a second.
There was contact between the top two. And now Chile is right there now. So the gap between the leader, Jenny, to Chile is about, what, 2 seconds? Oh, here we go then, Chile. Yeah, I think that's the pressure from Pridgey there, knowing the fact that Chile is closing in a hurry. And I think that was why he got into the back of Jenny. He wasn't paying attention, I would say. But, yeah.
Further down the order, I think Kofi's got ahead of Arrogant. I think he's strapped on a set of softs at the pit stop.
Yes,
now
he has.
Yeah, so he's got a 5-second buffer. Because look, he's running solid at 29s at the moment. He's not far off the pace of Chile. I don't know if he's gonna become a factor later on in this race with that kind of pace. He could potentially catch Pridgey and Jerry. I think Chile's now looking at this and thinking, you know, he's got time maybe to. Well, he just wants to get past as quickly as possible, make proper use of the soft tyre. The problem is that.
Sorry, now just looking at Kofi there, just oversteered in the Red Bull Mobile.
That's okay.
Yeah, let's have a look then. Yeah, so Chile is now at the back of Pridgey. He's having a look at the inside of turn 2! And there's contact! There was contact there!
And Techno goes through.
Cover your ears, everyone. Let's ride on board then with Chile in that shouty Mazda. So he gets into turn 2. He was a long way away, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pridgey saw him, gave him the room, and it just sort of leaned on him. And then Chile backed out of it.
Chile brakes so much later.
Yeah.
But then doesn't really have the overlap. I think Chile maybe.
Oh, he's gone off! He's gone off! He's gone off! Oh, I tell you what, he had done very well to hold on to that. Oh, sorry there. I don't know why I was pushing on that button there. My apologies. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time there now. 2.5 seconds now, to be exact.
And that's not something you want when you're on the soft tyre and you're pushing and you wanna get ahead to give yourself that advantage later on in the race. You see, the gap between him and Jerry is, you know, already up to 4.5 seconds.
Jerry, but he will close that. He will close that.
Jerry's used that to pull a gap. So good on you, Jerry. He's pulled over 2 seconds away from Pridgey now. So, you know, that little incident there has cost Pridgey and Chile quite a bit. And Jerry is sort of thinking, right, well, you know, if you guys are going to fight, I'm just going to pull away and try and get this quick victory here. Law in chat saying the Lexus gets so much faster than the Hyundai after 7 or so laps.
Yeah, for what I've been seeing in this race, it looks like to me that the Hyundai's quick on the first part of the lap, but then the second half, that's when the Lexus comes into play. The
reason why... Yeah, so it looks like the Lexus is... So I'm looking at the tyre wear, and the Lexus has a much better front right than the Hyundai, and obviously the latter part of the laps is all, you know, fast corners. So you're really leaning heavily on that front right tyre, and you need the grip. So that's why the Lexus has just got that cornering speed, and you see the gap coming down.
Yeah, it's come down quite a bit now. Yeah.
Yeah. But then the Hyundai's got the power on the straight, so that's why it's been so hard for Pridgey to get past Jerry.
Anyway, we're nearly down to half distance of this race complete. Charles is still in the lead. In fact, I'll push the F-Troll button then in. So here we go. Charles then coming to complete yet another lap. He is still leading, but the gap now down to 14 seconds. He has over Kevmeister. Techno Guy just having a lonely race in 3rd place. And then in 4th place is Venom, who was just a debutant in this championship. I think he's now probably 2 laps down. He's 1 lap down. Okay,
no,
one lap down.
He's flashing red though, so he's going to have to pit.
Oh, he's going to have to pit. Yeah, he's going to have to pit. Okay then. So again, look at the back again at the leader then of Jerry Bear in the GT3 class. Then you've got Pred J in 2nd, and then Chili trying to catch them up again in 3rd. Kofi Juicy 11 seconds back, but he's got an LMP1 car right in front of him. Behind him, sorry, that is Venom. And then you've got who can we call our kid in 9th place? There we go. Hope that works. Wiley, we haven't seen a lot of Riley, but actually there's a battle going on actually. Wiley and Cro Magna, only 1.5 seconds between the pair of them. So Cro Magna again doing a good job, and he's actually keeping Wiley honest in the 10th place.
I wonder what happened, because I'm looking at Cro Magna's laps, and they are consistent. There's one lap he did which was 132, but otherwise he's just 130.1, 130.3, 130.2. all the way for the last 10 or so laps. So I don't know if something happened to Wiley before that, and we must have just missed it.
Yeah,
under 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the lap 37. He did a 133.2, did Wiley. So yeah, he's lost a lot of time somewhere. But then he did back up the following lap to produce his best lap of his race, a 130.1. But I mean, look at those lap times. Riley's times are a little bit more erratic compared to Crow's. Yeah, he's done another 130.3.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's just been the consistency of Crow, because I guess Wiley's picked up the pace in the last couple of laps. But before that, he was sort of 133.2, 130.6, 131, 130.7. And you think about Cro Magna just doing 130.1 every lap. That's half a second a lap. It's a second a lap. You know, that gap is just sort of slow. He's chipping away at it, and now you can see him. And that must be really exciting for Cro Magna, who's had a really lonely race, but now he can actually get his teeth into a proper battle with somebody. What I'm interested in though is Pred J is running quite quick lap times on that medium tyre, and he's just stuck behind Jerry, and Chili's stuck behind the pair of them, despite the fact that he's on the soft tyre. And I think part of it is just because the Mazda, it takes a while to wind up. It's got quite good top speed, but it doesn't quite have the same acceleration that you see in the other cars. So out of traction zones, you're seeing cars like the Lexus and the Hyundai just sort of pull a gap, just because the Mazda doesn't quite wind up, and then 2 seconds. I mean,
2 seconds, pretty much 2 seconds.
Incredible. That's incredible.
I couldn't dare to think. I couldn't dare to think at Le Mans come Sunday. I'm hoping we get a lot of races in there. I'm hoping we get to see the full Monty in there. I know we had supposedly we were going to get 12, but then Darth's internet connection pulled out. But we're hoping to get to see 14 come the finale at Le Mans for the 3-hour race.
Oh, Kofi gets it all out of shape coming out of Wood, but he manages to hold on to it. He's just been ticking along, doing 29s the whole time, and so. Whoa,
wow! That's an unusual place there to have a moment.
Yeah. It's the curbs that can throw you off at any second, but he still did a 29.8 on the lap, so he's reeling them in bit by bit, and you're seeing the Lexus really, mid-stint coming into its own, just chipping away at that gap.
We've seen that last on Sunday with Techno Guy going at the Vidal chicane. He spun it a couple of times when he hit the curb.
Yeah.
And also famously Chili spun it at the Brands Hatch, and then that made him complain a lot.
Again, I think Arachnon will be a bit disappointed sitting 5th in class here. despite because he was running so well early on, exchanging the lead with Jerry, but since I don't know, he's just making these little mistakes. I just saw him burning off a penalty on the back straight, and you know, obviously that just contributes to a bit of a lap time loss. But when he's got good laps in there, so I can see a 29.6. But it's just about not getting these penalties that can really, you know, break up your rhythm, and you start making more mistakes after the first one. As I just see Charles just at the fastest lap of the race at 16.855.
And that's on mediums too.
Yeah, it's on mediums, but the thing is the gap's now 12.7 seconds.
Well, not unless if Kev's going to go faster. Let's actually see what Kev's can do. But yeah, the gap is coming down. Oh, he's just gone through Slots Gold. So,
and he's coming up on heavy traffic here. So you got Chrome Magna and Wily Coyote, and then you got Venom Snake. Okay, Venom's in the LMP.
Oh yeah. We're riding on board now with Charles. So this is going to be a little bit. This is going to be a bit of a taster. This with Charles. He gets by Crow fine and Wily fine. This is on a straightaway.
Yeah, but he lost half a second there just because he had to follow the cars into the final corner. So Kev's gonna get just a little bit closer there, and it's all about luck when you hit traffic. Sometimes, you know, you can't really help catching a car into there. Sometimes you just got to sit behind and accept the time loss, which unfortunately plays into your rival's hands. So, yeah, that's why we're seeing the gaps fluctuate so much.
Looking here at Crow Magna, he's going to set his sights on Wily just in front of him. So hopefully Crow Magna will move up a place.
You say that, I think he's happy to sit in... He might be happy sitting in Wily's slip, because I'm looking at the fuel.
Is he doing a chilling?
He might, because I'm looking at the fuel, and Crow's got... He's got a little bit more fuel than Wily. We know how good that Citroen is in fuel saving. So maybe he's thinking, I'll just pass him in the pits.
Quite possibly, but they're going to Kev Meister's going to catch them, so hopefully they're not going to be like a moving chicane like what it was when Kev came out the pit lane. It's going to be tight as it. Here we go. Just gets by. Yeah, he got them by at the before the rent.
Yeah, he didn't lose too much time there either. So we saw how Charles got stuck behind at the final chicane, whereas Kev got a nice run at them. And because of that, you know, that's the luck when it comes to catching traffic. Sometimes, you know,
pass for second place. Chili's gone up ahead of Pledgy, and now he's all over the back of Jerry Bear. So now the soft tyres of that Mazda will come into play here right now. So Chili's not doing a chili. He's going to try and go and take the lead away from Jerry Bear.
Didn't see the move, unfortunately. But,
no, neither did I. But he's going to the outside. He's going to the outside, is he? Will that Mazda have the straight line speed over the Hyundai? It's going to be so close.
Jerry's got the inside for the next corner, though.
Yeah, Rent Kev, which Jerry Bear will hold on to, but I think Chili may go for the crisscross, maybe. No, he's going to stick him behind, but, you know, here he goes. This could be it.
We think the Hyundai just pull away ever so slightly.
Oh my God, that Hyundai has got so much grunt on that straight. That is... We never see the Hyundai in the GL3 Championship. I think the way that Law and Jerry Bear has been driving this, I think we might see a Hyundai in Season 5.
Yeah, it's a good car. It recently got buffed, actually. So they increased the power on it.
No, he's going to stay behind. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, it got... Oh, Chili gets it wild!
Them soft tyres have pretty much had enough, nearly. But anyway, you go on about that, say about the Hyundai.
I'm surprised that he's still going so quickly, because his softs look really shot compared to Jerry. Jerry's mediums go right. Predre is catching them up again. As we know that the Lexus, I don't know why he lost so much time, but he's catching them back again with the fighting that's happening, and we know how good that Lexus is late stint. Yeah, the Hyundai, so I think the last update, they increased the amount of power to it, so I think we saw it best at Fuji. It was just powering past cars on the straight. So yeah, we might see it in, you know, if people want to change from the typical straight line cars like the Nissan or the Corvette, maybe people will think, you know, the Genesis, and again we'll see Hyundai sales going through the roof.
Quite possibly. Now there's a bit of a I think there was a bit of a mischief there from Jerry Bear. Is it going to allow Chile to close up and make a pass? As Charles is coming behind this too. Oh, Charles has got to be very, very careful. He flashes the lights and Chile's going to make a move, and Charles is going to try to make a move. And now Chile's going to the inside. Does he run wide at Ramos? No, he doesn't. Chile takes the lead, but what's Charles going to do? Charles going to get held up, possibly. Nearly gets taken to the grass there to try and get by Chile, but they're still side by side for the lead.
That was horrible for Charles. He lost.
I know, it was horrible. Yeah, that was horrible. And again, Jerry Bear trying to hang it around the outside. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. Chile's going to take that lead and hopefully probably pull a bit of a gap away now. Away from Jerry Bear. But Jerry Bear will do extremely well if he can hold on to it. I mean, look at the tyre difference, though. They're far more superior. I mean, obviously, that's the soft tyres. They are quicker, but they do wear a lot than the medium tyres. But Chile now has the race lead. Oh, but that was some great racing then.
I thought if Jerry can hang in there, because Chile, I doubt he'll use another set of softs. So he'd probably save a set of softs for
Le Mans.
And I don't think that Chile would want to win just by, you know, using all sets of softs on one race. So I imagine he'll probably go onto the mediums. If Jerry can hang in there, you've got a 3-car fight for the win, all on the same compound of tyres. I think Kev might be coming through as well.
Yeah, we're just on board with Kev, and he's just gone by them cleanly. The gap now to himself and Charles is nearly 10 seconds too.
You're seeing the Hyundai in that slip. It's really catching the Mazda. Oh, he's so late on the brakes and nearly runs to the back of Chile.
I see that car just bopping up and down. I think it was braking in the curb. They're going into Rebus. Oh, Chris Ferrier is in here. Evening, Chris. How you doing in your astronaut up in space in Poland?
I think what it was is that when you're in the slipstream of another car, you're slightly faster than you would be normally. So your braking point is ever so slightly earlier than it would normally be. And because also when you're braking the slipstream, you've got less braking force. So yeah, you just have to brake a little bit earlier. And Jerry didn't really. He broke at the normal place, and that's why he ran very deep into the corner. And yeah, Chile's now starting to extend the gap. But it took him a while to get past him, didn't?
Yeah, but it could have been earlier though if he hadn't made, you know, spinning, nearly half spinning Pridge in the process. Cherry's wide. That could be a penalty for Jerry.
Yeah.
That could be a penalty. Yeah, half a second penalty, and he can't go to the inside because Venom was passing him.
Yeah, he wants to.
And he's got to burn out the first after Castro here, so he may lose second place here. Indeed, he will. So Preggy's gone up into second place now. He's got to burn it. Yep, there he goes.
That's really unfortunate for Jerry, and he did the right thing there.
It's not
obviously he got the penalty, and he thought he wanted to go to the inside to burn it immediately, but he noticed the car was coming.
But Go on, I was just going to say, it's not all that bad, considering that second place at the points is still down there in 10th place. So, I mean, that's still pretty much guaranteed the GT3 Championship for Jerry Bear and Law. So, it's
yeah. If you think about the championship, then, you know, Danger Noodle, they'll still be thinking we're third in class, we're doing all right. But you know, it's one of those things where, as a driver, you want to win every race you can, and yeah, he was running solidly in the lead for all of that. You know, pretty much opening hour, and now to be what, like, he's 2 seconds behind Preggy, and Preggy's 3 seconds behind Chile is checked out. Bloody hell.
Yeah, that's what soft tyres does to you, though.
I think it's also Chile, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
It's very impressive. So Chile's really got the hammer down, and he's already pulled a 3.7 second gap over Preggy in second. So it did not take long for him to get away. So I think, you know, I think Chile might have this one sewn up.
Yeah, you think that, but we have seen early in the race he was a bit vulnerable to making some mistakes. He nearly went off at Rounch at turn 4, 5, I think it was. So he is prone to make that couple mistakes here and there. Obviously, for the last 2 rounds of the championship, he won the last 2 of them, and he looked really, really solid in those last 2. But he is still vulnerable to make those mistakes here and there.
I think it's because the Mazda as well is a very difficult car to drive. Jerry's within a second of Prejay again though, so but maybe that's just because of the straights. Maybe we'll see the Lexus pulling away again on these corners, and yeah, Prejay pulls a 10th on one corner just there.
Also noticing too, this is Chili's second race, so I'm just wondering if PK is going to drive. Well, is going to race at Le Mans come Sunday, because he didn't. I think the plan was Chile was to do the first race, PK do the second, Chile do the third, and then PK does the fourth. But then obviously PK didn't race on last Sunday at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to PK, but it was unfortunate. Hopefully we'll see him at Le Mans. Just looking at the lap times here, so Jerry does a 30 flat. Prejay does a 30.9, so a second quicker that lap from Jerry pretty much. And there's blue flags, so who's coming up on them? It's Techno, okay.
Just looking there back with the leader Charles there, struggled to get by Orchid in that Corvette. And the gap now less than 10 seconds, so Charles lost a lot of time behind that Corvette.
I'm just looking further down the field. Wiley's pulled a gap on Crow, so I don't know what happened to Crow there.
Yeah, Crow's time's been a little bit erratic as of now. 38, 31.8, 32.7, 30.3, 32.1. So his lap times have been a little bit erratic here and there, Wiley's time is starting to get there. Wow, 3 lap times there, all in the 30.9s. So he's finding a bit of consistency in that Citroen, there's Riley. Yeah, he's second in the championship though, so I mean, considering we haven't seen a lot of this car in these races, it's still a solid effort this year from Wiley.
Yeah, they've just been running their races, and they've been doing their thing, and yeah, that's, you know, I guess in an endurance races, you know, part of the battle is finishing, and they've finished both of the races that have happened so far, unlike, and they haven't really picked up any penalties. We saw that, you know, Darth picked up a lot of penalties at Fuji, which cost them, and then obviously Alex had got good points in the Citroen, and then in the second race you had, you know, the Mazda Rotary Ring didn't run a car. Charles's internet was down, so Kofi Beans didn't run a car. So yeah, we're showing what these guys running in 10th are showing in the let me get it out, the 6 Chic Citroen. They're just showing the value. They're just showing the value of consistency. And he is flashing red, so I imagine he will be in for his final pit stop.
I think a lot of the GT3 cars are flashing red, so they're going to make their final pit stop, as you said.
Yeah, the gap's within 10 seconds at the head of the LMP1 field. So whilst we've been focusing on the Group 3 battle, Kev has just slowly started to reel Charles in. But I think that's probably down to the soft tyre, but I don't think Charles is again too worried. Maybe, I don't know if Kev will want to put on another set of softs, or if he wants to save a set for the final round, or if Charles decides he wants to put a set of softs on to, you know, really show how quick the Porsche can go.
Oh, I tell you what, Jerry Bear's all over the back of Prejay for second place in class now. So we'll keep our eyes back on this again. Riding on board now with Jerry Bear. Quite weird to see a GT3 car race in front of him, considering, as you said a few minutes ago, how dominating Jerry has been in this race before losing the lead with about 45 minutes to go.
Chili's now almost 9 seconds ahead of the pair of them, so that's it. We're not going to see Chile anymore.
Yeah, that's Chile off into the distance. Yep, bye bye Chile. See you later. coming up on some lap traffic is Kev Meister in second overall.
I tell you what will be interesting though is Kofi, because he's been slowly catching these guys. So I remember at the beginning of the stint it was like 12, 14 seconds. The gap's now, just under 8 seconds. So we'll see. We'll see if these two guys ahead. Oh, that's not a good place.
I'll tell you what, don't forget what happened a couple of laps ago when Kev passed Pred and Jerry Bear at like a moving chicane at that part of the track. Yep, pit lane, Chili's in.
Yep,
Chili, Pred and Jerry Bear. So the top 3 in.
Are we going to see Kofi pit as well?
Kofi was actually catching them. Kofi's staying out. He's going to do another lap, but Kofi was catching both Jerry Bear and Pred G.
So he'll be able to just fuel his car a little bit lighter, run his car a little bit lighter for the rest of the race. As we're seeing, Arachnid comes into the pit lane as well. So the pit window again is well and truly open. Also, I wonder if Arachnid will strap on a set of softs to try and catch up Kofi ahead of him. But 17 seconds is quite a big gap, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a big gap, to be fair, and considering they're just don't understand to Wiley and that Tetro guy, the first again of the LMP wants to make their last pit stop. Yeah, I think the gap between Kofi to Desert Orchid was just a bit too much. So I think they've still got 2 Joker tyres to the name. Has that Orange Sierra team. Just have a look here, Orange Sierra. Yeah, they do have that 2 Joker tyres. So I'd imagine if I was Orchid
Chili's come out on a set of softs. So
he's going for the softs again.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So he's wanting to go mediums for the Le Mans race.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And he's behind Cro-Magnon, who I imagine will pit this lap. As Kofi's in.
Kofi is in, yeah, and Tetrogay is still in.
Now Venom Snake has a bit of damage on the front of his car. I wonder why he picked that up. But yeah, his bumper and his front right suspension are flashing a bit, so that's not going to be too good for the speed of that car, the pace of that car. Yeah, I'm surprised that Chili's on the soft target. He's left PK nothing.
Yeah, that's actually surprising to think that, because Chili's pulled out such a big lead over Pred G. It just surprises me why he's opting to go for softs yet again, because he's pulled out a big enough lead. Not unless if he's not too keen on those medium tyres, and that PK's a lot more better on those medium tyres. But who knows though? Yeah, Chili didn't necessarily need to pit and change the softs again.
No, I think the soft tyre is more powerful around here than it is around Le Mans, because Le Mans is just a lot of straights, don't forget. But I am surprised because he did have the lead by like 10 seconds. Was he? I don't know if he was, not confident that he could really keep out, as both of the leaders in the LMP1s are in.
Yeah, I was just curious to see what the gap was before the
11.6.
Yeah, so 11.6, and Tetlo's, well, he pitted in a couple of laps before, so he's not going to catch up on Tetno, but yeah, I think if I was Charles, I'd stay on the medium tyres. Not unless if Kev will go on to the soft tyres. It stays on the soft like what Chili did. So Charles stays out on mediums. It's curious to see what Kev can do here. Let's have a look. He's probably going to go all the way here. Is he going for... No, he's going on to mediums.
Mediums, yeah. He's leaving a pair for Le Mans, as Charles catches up to traffic at not the best place.
That's Cro-Magnon. He's putting another lap on.
Just before Remus, as Wiley comes across, he's
moving chicane. Moving chicane again. This time it was Charles.
It's so difficult being an LMP1 in that position, because you have no idea what the Group 3s want to do. Because you've already made your intention to go to that side, and then when they come across on you, you think, oh no.
Yeah, it's like what I was saying about there with Kev passing there, where curving onto the straightaway before Rint. You know, he was committed to go to the inside of Jerry Bear, and then Jerry Bear nearly came down on Kev, but Kev committed to that inside.
Yeah, it's just really difficult being an LMP1 in that situation. You have no idea what to do essentially. I am surprised about Chile there, but
yeah, I'm surprised too there. Yeah, I'm definitely, and I mean the gap is still growing up.
Oh, as Jerry is very close to the back of Predje.
Oh, is he going to go for the crisscross at the Albon Hamilton corner? No.
He tried it. I tell you what, Kofi's now.
Kofi's catching too. Yeah, Kofi is really catching. And I mean, this is all because them two are battling, and it's allowing Kofi to catch up. So we might see a free car battle for second place sometime soon.
And don't forget, Kofi pitted a lap later, so
he's got a lap fresher tyres than Predje and Jerry.
Yeah. Although I'm surprised because he's got more fuel than the pair of them. Maybe his plan is just to really rev the car out, really max out the because I think in order to make it a two-stop race, you have to do a bit of fuel saving. As I see a blue flag, Kofi. So yeah, Techno's coming. No, Kofi's now under 6 seconds behind Jerry. So
yeah, he is flying. He is flying. Yeah. But I've just noticed I was cutting back there to Jerry. Yeah, he's going to make a pass on the inside at the long straight, and he's going to get by Predje so quick. That power, the high end, that really surprised me, and just shuts the door in Predje's face while he's at it.
That was nice and rude from Jerry. I like that.
Yeah, that was quite rude there. You know, he was fully past him. He's like, nah, you're not getting the slipstream off me there, kid. And back up into second place.
I think what it was is I'm taking the racing line. This is my tarmac. He's a very mild mannered when he speaks to him, but clearly he knows how to get his elbows out when he needs to. That's gonna be a good battle for the rest of the race, because as Techno catches him at the wrong point.
Yeah, so yeah, just right on board then with Techno guy. We haven't seen it. We haven't talked a lot about Techno. But he's got to finish in a certain third place, and again the moving chicane, again with Jerry Bear and Predje like Kev Meister did.
Law in chat says, "Come on, Jerry." Yeah, we know that Lexus is better on the tyres than the Hyundai, so we're going to see it coming into its own later on in the stint.
Yeah, and I mean, we shouldn't really count out Kofi in this too, and he is still closing to the back of Jerry and Brad. He's still closing.
So at the beginning of last lap, he was 6 seconds behind Jerry, and at the beginning of this lap, he's 5.3 behind Predje. So he's going to catch them pretty soon.
He's going to catch them in a hurry there.
At this pace.
Looking at his last lap comparison lap time, so Jerry Bear did a 30.0, Predje did a 30.9, and Kofi did a 30.02.
Also, Jerry's actually, I'm just looking, and Jerry's actually pulled a gap of over a second over Predje.
Definitely, yeah, he is starting to pull away, so not unless if Predje's done a mistake somewhere on this lap that we didn't see, but we have been noticing that we've been riding on board with Predje pretty much on this lap. And in fact, there goes Venom. He's just gone by Predje, my apologies, and now Charles is coming there too.
Oh, interesting development. Crow Magno is actually ahead of Wile E. Coyote.
Yes, so he is.
So Crow was running last for pretty much the entire race, but now he's just over 2 seconds ahead, and he's got more fuel than the Citroen.
I mean, that's
the Chile strat working a treat for Crow Magno there.
Yeah, quite most definitely there, and I mean it's still an impressive showiness from Crow, considering he's probably put in zero practice in whatsoever, and he's still racing on the control. I mean, we seen him a lot in season 3 when he was driving a wheel, but then unfortunately when the start of season 4 happened, his wheel broke, so they was stuck with the controller. I think he's been stuck with it ever since. But you know, I mean, obviously there is a massive advantage in driving a wheel than it is to a pad, but you know, I mean, he's not doing himself any justice. He is a quick driver, is Crow, no doubt about it. He nearly had a course for the win at Tokyo, I think it was in season 3. I think it was, I can't remember what round it was. It was like maybe the penultimate round or something like that. But he is still a very good driver, and there he is now. He's passed Riley, who was second in the GT3 Championship, and you know, Crow's doing, like I said, a great job so far, considering he's not put in a lot of practice, a lot of effort into this race at all.
No, great job from Crow. And I'm just looking at the gap from Kofi to the lead pair, and he's now 4.5 seconds behind Prece. So, Jared and I talked about it the other day. Kofi, when he enters into a lobby, his tagline is "It's Kofi time."
I think it definitely is.
I think it's Kofi time now.
I think it is definitely Kofi time, and the gap is still coming down. I wonder if Prece's sort of struggling on those on the tyres. He is still coming down. He's just gone into the 29s his Kofi. And what's Prece's last lap? A 30.6. So Kofi gained 8 tenths on that lap alone.
This is really building up to be a grandstand finish for
possibly second in the race.
Yeah, second and third in the Group 3 race. I
mean, Jerry Bear's advantage to Prece is 1.5 seconds, but I mean, I wouldn't count your chickens, because Jerry Bear could be. I mean, obviously Jerry Bear won't see the gap between himself to Kofi, but Prece must be feeling a little bit worried now, considering that Mr. Juicy is well, it's definitely Kofi time now, isn't it?
Yeah. No. I think that Jerry will be worried, because we know that the Lexus gets faster, and the Hyundai, it wears out the tires a bit more. So that Lexus, I mean, Kofi's in the Lexus as well. So Jerry's gonna have to deal with, you know, he's gonna potentially have to deal with two Lexus drivers, just to get that second place in this race. Come the end of it. I think the gap's now, I think Prece just did a 29.6, which is his fastest lap of the stint. So he's pulled out to Kofi a couple of tenths there.
Yeah, about 3 tenths then.
Yeah. And Jerry did a 30 flat. So Prece is coming up on Jerry once more. Yeah, Kofi did a 29.9, so he's between the pair of them. But if those two start fighting out, then Kofi's going to really fancy his chances here, especially considering his tires are just that tiny bit fresher. And you know, when it comes down to it, you want any advantage you can get.
So let's have a rundown then for the last time here tonight, as we have got less than half an hour in this race. So Chucky, who's been pretty much dominating this whole race, apart from that one moment where Kev Meister took the lead for just about maybe 5 seconds. He is still leading the race. Then you've got Kev Meister still sitting in second place, a solid 54 seconds back from Techno Guy in third. And then there is Venom Q-Stake still doing a tremendous job in 4th place. He's 2 laps down, but again, like Cro Magno, he's just thrown into this, and you know, he's done a tremendous job no matter what. Chile in 5th, leading the GT3 class, over 16 seconds now he has of Jerry Bear, who was only just less than a second ahead of Prece, which is, to me, just feels like it's been a whole 2-hour battle between them two. And Kofi still trying to catch up to the back of the Lexus and the Hyundai in 8th and 4th overall in the class. Then you've got Arachnophobia in 9th place overall. Then Cro Magna in 10th, sitting not last, again doing a great job. And Riley Coyote second in the GT3 Championship, running last overall. 10 laps down to the leader, Charles. And he's just been passed by Venom in the process.
I feel like we have been... I feel like we've just been focusing on this Jerry versus Prece battle for
pretty much
last hour and a half.
Yeah, because I mean they've been battling nose to tail. I mean it's been great fun. I mean it's been some clean racing between the pair of them.
Fred's starting to come back.
He's starting to come back, and I think that's what Law was saying there in the chat earlier. It takes about 6 or 7 laps for the Lexus to get back into the groove of things. I'm just wondering if Kofi could do the same thing too with his Lexus, but he nearly gets it all wrong at Worth Curve.
I tell you what, Kofi can't see the gap, and
half a second penalty for Kofi while he did that.
That's a shame.
So all that hard work there of him trying to catch up to the second place of the battle will go up in smoke.
I'm a little bit surprised Kofi didn't go for the so Chile. I don't understand why he went for the second pair of soft tires. Really, I mean, if I were Kofi, I'd have maybe just strapped on my second pair of softs, because you really want to, if you think you have a chance at closing down not one but 2 guys in front of you,
what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Yeah,
exactly. Maybe at Le Mans you don't have a set of soft tires, but that's going to be a 3-hour race anyway, so the softs aren't going to be it's not going to be as important. Whereas if you're here and you think, oh, I've got a chance at second place, I don't know. Maybe he thinks he's got the pace anyway. Maybe he thinks, oh, I'm going to use the mediums. I'm going to use the mediums here, and I'm going to catch them anyway. And I mean, if he does get by on mediums, if Kofi manages to make this up, then well, he's 5.7 behind.
Yeah, he's losing some ground. He's losing some ground now from Preci, and of course that penalty didn't help too the last lap.
Yeah, it was just a penalty.
Oh, oversteering again at Red Bull. And here comes Tekno passing him, putting another lap on Kofi. We talked a lot about Tekno here. Tekno, to me, Tekno was one of the improved drivers before season 4. He did that, the 2 qualifying things where you determine where you're going to start off with it, whether if you win Tier A, Tier B, Tier C. He got into Tier A, and he did drive very, very well in that, but we didn't. I think not a stat that he didn't want to hear as he nearly gets it all wrong at Remus then. I think he was the only driver to not compete in the Lobby A race from Tier A, which I think is a stat that he didn't want to know. But I mean, yeah, he does make these occasional mistakes here and there, but I mean, you got to give this guy dues. I mean, he's done like loads of videos for this community. He's doing these rookie classes and all that. So I mean, I know he's sitting quietly in 3rd place. He's a long way back from Kev, but I mean, what he's done for the ARC over these last few months has been nothing short of impeccable.
He's organising the Saturday night showdowns, which I've only recently had the pleasure of taking part in, yeah, they're awesome and fun, to be honest. It's a bit like this, except the cars have to be, if you're running in the GT class, you have to use a car that was used in GTE, so Corvette, Ferrari, that kind of thing. The tracks that are picked are short tracks though, so the idea is...
I'm just seeing that. Are you seeing the chat as well?
Team Radio, Chile is having fun. Chile Radio, ties the dead, Bono. Is that Chile? Is that Chile typing while he's...
If that is Chile, that'd be quite impressive if he could multitask.
Is that Chile typing while he's driving? Because if so, bloody hell, mate.
He's got one hand on the wheel and one hand on the keyboard.
I couldn't do that.
What, multitasking's pretty easy. I can multitask. I can have a shave and pee at the same time. Nothing no harder than that.
I don't know. Driving alone is sort of multitasking, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're driving, you're already doing a million things. But it's his Bono. Oh, so is that PK?
Do you know what I'm thinking? It's Bono off of U2. I don't know why. I'm just thinking it's Bono from U2. Why? I don't think so. Anyway, Taylor guy's passing there, Chile. on his dead tyres or having fun. Oh, and there's Ender. Ender says hello.
Ender.
How come you're not competing in this? Oh, Technogon's a little bit wide. We miss your company, Ender.
Ender, where are you at, mate?
Get back on Le Mans for the finale. Come on. We want to see big numbers here. Oh, now Chilled saying this is me. Oh, something's going on here. Something's going on now.
So chilled nom nom is Chili. I'm pretty sure. I don't know who Celery HD is, but
it possibly might be PK. It might be PK. I'm not too sure.
Lateral in chat says Chili, don't spin. So there's obviously a subtle message in there from Lateral. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Jerry runs a little bit wide. And Ralph. Oh shoot. Yeah, Ender, why didn't you race tonight?
Yeah, what was up with that then? How come you didn't race there tonight?
Well,
It's anyway,
Pridgey's
having it the inside at rim curve. And he's going to get it done, is he? Side by side, are they still? Yes, they're still
Jerry
side by side. Jerry has the
hangs around the
speed.
outside.
Jerry had the speed off the corner, and Venom was catching a bit of hurry too.
What brilliant defense from Jerry there. He had the confidence to just say, you got the inside, but I've got the outside line and I can carry more speed. And he keeps the position there. But that's all gonna slow the two of them up and allow Kofi to catch up. So Kofi is now he's 4 seconds behind Pridgey. Well,
Oh, Jerry's got a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, penalty. I didn't even notice that. I was paying more attention to the chat. Let's see what happened here. Did he run right at turn 1? Going into Castro? Clips the curb. Yeah, gets all 4 wheels off, didn't he? Yeah, and there's the half a second penalty, which I tell you what, Pridgey did well to avoid, but I mean, obviously he ghosted.
Hold on. If PK is Valtteri, Chili is Hamilton, then there is only one Bono. Yeah, I have to say, I don't think I've been in the community long enough to know who Bono could be. But Kofi's now within 2 seconds of Jerry.
Yeah, indeed he is, yeah.
And I'm looking at his last 3 laps. 29.7, 29.6, 29.7. He is.
And yeah, Kofi's only 3 seconds away from Pridgey.
Yeah. So, is it Kofi time?
Well, it was Kofi time for the last 20 minutes. He hasn't shown it yet, but here he comes now.
Still, it's Kofi time until it's not Kofi time. I'm looking at his fuel and he's got a little bit extra, so he can rev the car out just a little bit more than these guys, and that's going to really help when it comes to overtaking, when you just want that little bit of extra runs.
Still seeing again in the chat there, it's Lato was saying it's Chili's Ruby, and then Lato was saying $20 PayPal if you turned off the internet. I mean, to be honest, Celery HD, $20 is like £2.74. I'd, raise the stakes a bit.
That's some proper Ferrari to the FIA, right?
Pretty much so, yeah. And then some team will complain about it, like Renault to Racing Point.
Yeah, just stick it under the table, have some of that, and then we'll give another person the penalty.
Anyway, we've got 19 people watching this, and there's only 10 likes. Come on, whoever the other 9 people that are not are watching this and not give it a thumbs up, please do. Now, anyone else is Ender saying, wait, so the second commentator is Rascal. Yes, it is Rascal. Yes, and he's going to be with me again on Sunday for the 3-hour endurance. And also, I want people to wish me a happy birthday on Saturday, as it will be my birthday on Saturday before the Le Mans race on Sunday.
Happy birthday, Sav.
Not yet. Wait until Saturday.
Okay, well, I might forget.
Kofi's catching Jerry now, 1.5 seconds. So it definitely is Kofi time now.
I'm looking at so Pridgey. I think Pridgey must be thinking Kofi coming is actually might be a good thing, because if Jerry and Kofi start battling, that might allow Predje to just get away from the pair of them and get that easy second place.
He's got time to do it too. 15
easy,
minutes.
yeah.
15 minutes left to try and get salvage a second place, and that'll be definitely Kofi time complete. We're back up front with the leaders. We ain't seen a lot of the LMP1 cars so far. Charles is still leading. Just about to put a lap on Techno Guy to put him a lap down in the process. Still 15 seconds he has over Kev Meister, who was nearly one. No, Nugatti
12 in chat asks, how old are you then, Saf?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was young. I wish I was young.
Isn't it rude to ask about someone's age, or is that just if you're a woman?
Well, I'm not a woman, but
You sure?
Well, I do have man boobs, but you know.
There you have it, folks.
51 and a half. I'm probably 51 and a half stone lateral at this rate. Anyway, we're losing track of this blooming racing here because all this banter in the blooming thingy. Right, so anyway, Kev Meister in second place, Techno Guy in third, Venom Snake QZ, sorry, in fourth. Just about to put another lap on Wiley. Getting a little bit held up, going into Worth Curve.
Wiley tried to leave him space, and Venom wasn't really expecting it. And it kind of cost the pair of them. Chili's now over 21 seconds in the lead, so yeah, good for him.
Just wondering here what Ender was saying there. Part of me wants to race and part of me doesn't much have motivation to do a 3-hour penalty. Race simulator of a track, not much practice time either. So who actually did the race at the Nürburgring? I'm guessing it was Ralph.
Ralph was first. Ralph was first driver. Ender actually did race as well.
Yeah, to make the numbers up in LMPs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what Ender's complaining about is Le Mans and how if you run slightly wide at Test Rouge, it will give you a half second to a second penalty. Or at the Dunlop corner, if you cut the curb even slightly too much, you'll get 2.5 second penalty.
Well, there's a good reason for that. Just go a little bit slower.
I don't know.
Just go a teensy bit slower.
I mean, if you practice your lines, then and you practice to not get penalties, then you won't get penalties. Yeah, I don't know. I think one of the things that at Nürburgring, and at Fuji as well, I suppose. I think one of the things that was really good about my race, is that I picked up. Well, at Fuji, I think I picked up one penalty for running wide in the entire race. And nearly spinning it out on the last lap of the last corner. Was that actually meant? We don't talk about that. No, I kind of knew I was gonna win at that point, and I was trying to watch you guys on stream to find out what was happening in the rest of the race, and I lost concentration. It was a bit embarrassing, but we won nonetheless.
If it wasn't for Ender disconnected there, I just noticed there in the chat there that Lateral was said there Venom has got damage. I wonder if that was the damage there that he tried to get by Wiley a couple of laps ago.
Lateral says, I picked up no pens at Fuji, so I ask you chat, who really is the better driver?
Ender is, because unfortunately he got disconnected. So there's your answer. So moving on.
It's gonna be like that.
Gap's coming down slowly, 14 seconds, and Predji's gone. Predji went by Jerry because he had the penalty.
So 2.5 seconds covers Predji, Jerry Bear, and Kofi with 11 minutes to go. So that's gonna be 8 laps, I think. Yeah, I'd imagine 8 laps. Can Kofi overhaul both of them?
He is there, but he is in touching distance.
And he's now gotten to within a second of Jerry Bear.
He has,
So,
yeah. He
If
can
if
see. He
gets
can.
another,
He can see second place at his sight right now. Definitely, it is Kofi time, isn't it?
tell you what, an hour and 50, and for them to be separated by this much, like not just two drivers, but for all three of them to be separated by that is extremely impressive. And maybe Chile would be here too, but he decided he wanted to win the race. So
Yeah, being a spoil sport that he is there. But,
Yeah.
Bono must have told him. Celery HD must have told him. Kept by
gets
just gone
past
by.
Jerry. Yeah, and he's actually quite lucky because I think he's only going to catch Pred J right
On the long straight now. Get a little bit of a toe off him.
Yeah, he's still 14 and a half seconds behind Charles. That gap's kind of been constant for the whole stint. It's been a funny one on LMP1 because actually, like 14 seconds is nothing. If anything happens to Charles, then Kev is right there.
Ooh.
But they've both been driving such consistent races that we don't really. I don't know. I think that Charles kind of, if he'll feel comfortable with, like 10 minutes to go. I think.
Yeah, less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think Charles will feel fine with this gap, and he'll just try to maintain it. It was a really solid effort from Kev to be, within 15 seconds.
Yeah, and it definitely shows that that rustiness that he's not been shown on our screens for over a year.
Yeah.
He's not lost any of it at all.
No, he's done a really good job. I'm thinking about if I was in this race and I was within 14 seconds of Chucky, I think I'd be happy with that.
I think that's a pretty solid effort. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, although he makes a little mistake at turn one, might be a penalty. I wonder what Lado's thinking here. Yeah, that's a 1 second penalty. So Lado will not like that. But I think, to be fair, Lado would be very happy what Kev's done here, because I think the plan was it was going to be Lado and Nugatti that were going to be teammates. But I think Nugatti pulled out because I think because Nugatti's got some. I think he's got a job now or something like that, so he couldn't do the time of it.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see Nugatti out there and show what he could do in these cars, because we have seen it before when he was in the 3 hour race at Spa, and see what he could have done here. But it would have been nice.
He's a fast boy, Nugatti. I think I beat him last Saturday purely because he was on the pad, and even then he was very difficult to pass. And I know how quick he can be on that wheel. So yeah, I'm hoping to race against him a bit, in future ARC
Come
events.
season 5, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be my first. That would be my first championship if I ARC GT3 championship if I do join that. So yeah, we'll see when that happens. But no rush. I'm happy doing these endurance races for the time being. Pred J has got a 2 second gap over Jerry, so I think Pred J is starting. He's got that little bit of comfort going into the final few minutes. Like not a lot. 2 seconds is nothing, but yeah, he must be thinking, all right, finally, just head down. As long as I don't make a mistake, I should have the second place sewn up.
Yeah, that's if he doesn't do any mistake. The fuel looks pretty good too, so I don't think he's going to be too worried for fuel. Venom passes him, puts another lap on him.
Yeah, Jerry's pulled a little bit away from Kofi, so the gap was down to less than a second, but Kofi's just dropped off a little bit. But we see that. So Jerry has much less fuel than Pred J and Kofi, so I don't know if Jerry is going to have to save going into the final stages, and maybe that will allow Kofi to get onto the back of him for that final podium spot.
Yeah, that could be a shout there too. Look at that is far less fuel than what Jerry has.
Kofi was really wide. I don't know if that was lag.
Let's have a look at replay then. So going in towards
He picked up the 1 second penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, he did run wide. Yep. Yeah, that wasn't like, that was just genuine. I think it was just a case of trying his best to catch up. He has got that 1 second penalty, which may prove dividends to try and pick up a spot on the podium there. So he's got a server on the start for the straight, which he has done.
It's really unfortunate. But that's really going to drop him for the back of the pair of them. And so that battle which we thought was really holding up, unfortunately the drivers kind of spread out a bit.
Yeah, it's Kofi time over now, I'd reckon.
You never know, but yeah, for the time being, I think his challenge just holds. It's still 4th place in class. I mean, you know, he's done a very good. He's been pretty mighty since that second stint. I think, I don't know what happened in the first stint, but maybe he dropped off the back a bit, and yeah, it was the first stint that kind of cost him. But otherwise, since an hour and 20, since like 40 minutes in, he's at pace. So
oh, nearly gets that corner wrong to Kofi.
So Charles has lapped Techno now.
So that means there are only 2 cars now on the lead lap, Charles and Kev. And a Techno guy a full lap down as we've got 4 minutes to go until the end of the penultimate round of the championship. I wonder if this is also going to be the championship as well in the LMP1 class as well, with Charles and yourself picking 3 wins out of the 3 races.
There's still 4 minutes, so not counting my chickens just yet, or our chickens. But yeah, I told Charles that you know, obviously he's going to be racing at Le Mans, so I told him if we wrapped up the championship today, then you know he's got the option actually of running in the LMP1 class or running in that Group 3 class, which will be extremely competitive at Le Mans if we're seeing, you know, like 9 or 10 drivers racing it. Did someone mention Chuck and chicken? Oh no. I have nothing to say about that, to be honest. Oh, Jerry gets it very wide.
But still, the gap, yeah, now he is flashing, so he's got 3 minutes. He's got to be saving fuel. If only Kofi didn't serve that penalty, he would have been ahead of Jerry Bear at this rate.
I tell you what, 1.5 seconds. So the gap was 3 seconds a lap ago, and now Kofi, because he's starting to flash as well. But Jerry's really marginal for fuel. I don't know if he's going to have to actually pit again, because that would be extremely costly. Or if he's just going to try and he's got to fuel save. He's got to try and fuel save this, but that's surely Kofi's just going to have far more than.
Yeah.
But Jerry's revving it out. Jerry's revving it out, and there's
he
still
should be
2
short
laps to
saving.
go.
He should be short shifting. He should be checking an eye out on his fuel gauge, because he might run out of fuel with about a minute to go. And I mean, like I says, if Kofi hadn't have done that mistake, Kofi would have got into that 3rd place no matter what. But I think he'll probably get him.
Oh, sorry, Ender just asked, just wondering, in case I wanted to, could I still get a seat for the finale? Raf wouldn't be there though.
I think he would. Yeah. I think he'd be alright,
yeah, you could get in. Because obviously...
Whoa! Kofi, sideways at Remus. He's all over the back now.
Of Jerry.
He's all over the back, and I think Jerry realised that he had to save fuel. And now Kofi goes up into 3rd place overall in the GT3. Jerry's going to have to attempt to sit in 4th now.
It's Kofi time. I wonder how much Jerry's going to have to save on this final lap, or if Kofi makes a mistake.
2 laps.
Yeah, so it's this lap, and then once they get to start finish line, that will be the final lap. I wonder if, because Predje might actually get an extra. No, I don't think he will.
No, this will be the last lap for them.
Yeah, so they're on the penultimate lap, and they're just about, so Predje is just about to start his final lap. Chile, on the other hand, I think Chile might have an extra lap, because yeah, so I think Chile's going to get an extra lap on the other guys.
Yeah, so he's pretty much going to do a lap of honour over Predje and all that.
Oh, Jerry's turned his fuel mix down. Law, are you Jerry's race engineer then for this one?
Well, I'd imagine so, because they're teammates.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's just often like you know, people don't have a race engineer, or you know, they'll just do the race by themselves. Like, you know, where, for instance, Charles and I think we just kind of just trusted each other to get on with the job. Especially when Charles was racing at Fuji. You know, obviously I knew that.
Whoa! Sorry, look at there, Charles all over the back at Riley. That was nearly a danger there from Charles. So we've got 30 seconds left to go until the end of the race. Charles is going to do one more lap. Kev will do. This will be his last lap with Kev's.
Yeah,
I
Charles
think
get a victory lap.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, so Charles. Yep, so Charles.
Yeah, Charles has won.
Finish line.
Yeah, so Kev's going to be So Charles is going to win this race. Kev's going to finish in second place. So I tell you what, from having not seen them on our screens for over a year, second place will be absolutely solid for Kev. I think Lado will be very happy with that too.
Yep, Pled Bull Racing doing well at the home track.
Predjay will come second in the class, then Kofi Juicy, and then Jerry Bear, nearly out of fuel, just comes across the line. And who's going to be the next car that's going to come across the line? I think it's going to be... Oh, yeah, it's
Aragon.
It's Arrogance. Arrogance is coming across the line to finish in 5th in the class.
I think he'll be disappointed with that. He was running really well early on. I don't know. I think the penalties kind of killed his race a little bit, because he's only 20 seconds behind Jerry.
Yeah, and he was saving... Here comes Venom. Here comes Venom. Solid effort there. He may be last in the LMP1 class, but he still held on for the whole 2 hours there. So superb effort from Venom to finish 4th overall in the race. And then we wait, and then for, I think that's Techno Guy. I think, no, it's not. It's going to be the winner, isn't it? It's Charles. It's Chucky. Chucky comes across the line. 3 wins out of 3 for Cha-Cha Slicers, sorry. As Rowsko is going to be happy. And here comes Chili to win the GT3, and Techno Guy just passes him as well on the straightaway. And there's Cro Magna finishing in second last there. Again, a solid effort. And here comes Wiley, the last one to come across the line to finish in last place. So I think that's pretty much guaranteed the Jerry Bear team the championship in the GT3. And I think it's also put the Chucky's team, your team, as the winner in GT1s, I think. We'll just have to wait to see the points come up.
Possibly, yeah. We'll have to see. We might have the championship, but yeah, good stuff. That was a very good race.
that was a fun race to watch. Oh, we also noticed that Robocopy was there too. I thought he could have raced too, but no. Oh well.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure Robo was probably in a chat with Techno, and yeah, just telling Techno, you know,
don't do any penalties.
Yeah, don't do any penalties. There we go.
Try and cut down the penalties from about 64 to 1.
Yeah.
And there you go. So that was round 3. We'll just put the race results up there just for you to watch. So there you go. Charles won the race, not by a full lap. He was about 15 seconds ahead of Kev Meister. And Techno Guy was a full lap down in 3rd place. Venom Snake in 3rd, but I think he was 2 laps down overall in the race. Chili was the winner in the GT3 class. Predjay in 2nd, and then Kofi Juicy will finish in 3rd in the GT3 class. Jerry Bear had to save fuel right at the end. He will finish in 4th. And then you've got, what did I say before? A Raccoon in 5th. Then Cro Magna, first time out in that car, in 6th. And then Riley Coyote in 7th. And last in the race. So there you have it. That is it. That is it for round number 3. We got to do another race on Sunday for 1 more hour, like for a 3-hour race at Le Mans. So that should be good fun. Hopefully we'll get to see a little more numbers show up.
I hope you could bring enough snacks for that one, Stabby.
I think I'll get some strawberries for that, I believe, and some Mars bars, and some curry, and chicken, and chips, and there you go.
Wow, that's quite very good for that.
There we go
Full lunch
then.
Right there.
That's a full English lunch right there for you. So, anyways, I think the dog's waiting for me out the front door because he wants to go out for a walk. So, I've been my Savaloy.
And I'm La Rascal.
And we will see you on Sunday for the 3-hour finale.